8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Like after Vegas, nobody really be putting in that motherfucking work besides Wrestler. Wrestler be live.
Everybody talking, few people checking.
That's the entry point. Opinions fly reckless, fact second. Confidence loud, but the logic's fragmented. Heard it once, now it's gospel accepted. Say it enough, it feel true when it's said quick. Volume ass gaps in the messaging. Certainty high, comprehension negligent. Truth don't trend, so it sit in the back. While comfort get wrapped and presented as fact. They swear they principle. Swear they prepared to the pressure. Reply and the stance disappear. Beliefs real strong till the questions get fed. In its tone, police and dodge and adjust in the chair. Opinionated, tested the dead. If it fall when it's questioned, it never was solid. Opinionated, say it with chest. If it crack under pressure, it failed our surgery. Outrage on schedule, morals on lease. Convictions loud till they cost you some peace. Everybody brave in the comfort of tweets. Real quiet when accountability speaks. They talking clips, not a sentence complete. Certainty loud, but the logic asleep. Ask when, why watch the posture retreat. Confidence trip over holes in the speech. They call it complex when it's clear as a bell. Say that's your opinion when facts don't sit well. Truth don't yell, it apply pressure slow. Expose contradictions they already know. Run it. Everybody expert, nobody vetted. Receipts hit the table, suddenly defensive. They attack delivery, never dissensive. Missed the whole point just to guard their perspective. Debate turn performative, crowd pick a side. Before the thought land, the answer decide. They want wins, not understanding. Want the clip, not the meaning behind it. Slow it down, listen close. If it can't breathe, it probably broke. Not every question an act of aggression. Not every pause mean a loss of direction. Pressure don't kill it, reveal the frame. If it survive, he'd earn its name. They want agreement, dress as debate. Validation masters, keeping it safe. If the tape can't stand without getting protected, that's not being attacked, that's being corrected. Opinionated, no safe takes, no soft lanes, no applause for avoiding weight. Opinionated, claims get measured. If it can't hold up, it don't get sheltered.
No safe angle, no easy out. Just ideas under pressure and voices that call.
Welcome to
Opinionated.
Welcome to
Opinionated. To keep it all smooth, why different people all talking over you? Somebody flirting, somebody throwing shade, somebody threatening to lead the stream today. Oh yes, it's ladies' night, and the vibe feel wild. Ooh, yeah. Oh yes, it's ladies' night, everybody too loud. Ooh. Oh yes, it's ladies' night, whole chat moving like a live nightclub line. Oh yes, it's ladies' night, what a night, what a night, what a night. Saying add one more. Somebody donating just to start a small war. One girl dancing, one girl rolling eyes, one girl saying that's a lie every 5 lines. And I'm moving fast like nobody got breaks. Every topic someone turn into relationship takes. Somebody new to somebody.
What is good, y'all? What is good? What's going on with y'all? Listen, you guys know tonight's show is a little bit different than what we typically are doing tonight. We are doing a first ever show for a ladies' night. I have no idea how this is going to turn out, and I guess neither do you. So we will find out pleasantly together or not. Now, I'm pretty sure I've been saying this for a while. There have been notifications that got put out. The people have been talking about it for a little bit, and of course, I'm not really expecting too much, but we will see as things go on, right? Appreciate you guys who are already showing up here in the stream, in the live. We will kick it off the way that we need to always kick things off, and we will see where the chips lay. Now, regardless of how we look at it, this is not going to be an all night kind of venture. We will do it for as long as we can, which means, honestly, you guys are going to help carry the stream. You got to help carry the stream, particularly the ladies who I've been very adamant about how I feel about how that might turn out, but I'm always looking for a pleasant surprise because the thing that always surprises us most is the way how we show up when we surprise ourselves, right? Uh, Normally, I would like to go off on a monologue on what's been going on, but I'm gonna do things a little different tonight. The stream's a little bit different, so I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna drop this right here in the chat. Normally, I don't do this so early, but this is for ladies. In case you haven't figured out from the title, a ladies' night stream means that I'm not expecting any fellas to show up, and in fact, I'm even reviewing. I need to see people on camera first before they even decide to pop up because I need to verify who you are. If you even look like you got a goatee, the answer is no. We're not here for your opinions. Not tonight. You guys got plenty of things, plenty of places that you can go that I'm pretty sure you want to give your opinions on, but not on a ladies' night stream. So that is first and foremost. And going from there, the structure is pretty much set the way it is. Now, you ladies can come in and you can have a lot of questions that you have for either other women. You can have it for how the women proceed on things in actual life, or questions that you have for actual like real life things. It could be for how women are on social media. Some of you ladies are people who like to move around social media a lot. Some of you ladies may be new to the actual platform itself. It's still open to that. Now, there are some rules. First rule is that no one has to be on camera to be on my stream, but I do need to verify that you are a woman or nah. That's really one of the most simplest one. I do ask that we show a little bit of decorum, that we do not try to just come up here and just be strictly disrespectful to everybody who's being up there. I understand. Conversation can get very heated, but if we can refrain from just the regular BS that we see pretty much everywhere else. This is not your trash TV type of stream. And since ladies don't really get much of an opportunity, in my humble opinion, especially between certain spaces that they're in, to be able to actually have these conversations with one another, I feel it's very important that you can do so. Now, I will say this as well. There's really not going to be much of a difference in you ladies if the only conversation that you ladies can bring up are just, well, men, because that automatically just signifies, at least to me as a male, that there's not much of a conversation with you guys unless it has to do about men. And I'm pretty sure that you ladies are well versed in a lot of different stuff that it doesn't need to come down to it. But then again, I'm just the guy. I'm just the guy. I'm pretty sure men will be in the chat and they will say things that ladies don't necessarily like. They may even have their own questions. And if not, it's typically going to be people who will probably even throw pop shots at everybody, be it myself or be it anyone else is around. I ask you guys to show your ovarian fortitude and not be too worried about these particular people. I don't really care about your panelverse stories, so try to keep them very specific to the things that are either to you or something that you think that will be answerable to other women. Personal beefs, honestly, if that person's not really here to defend their point or whatever, you're just kind of ranting, you know? You're not really doing anything and it's not helping anybody. You're just throwing shots that goes nowhere. So, with that being said, I'll leave it up to you ladies. I'll say what's up to people that's already in the stream. By the way, if you're watching the stream, just be able to say what's up to people in the chat. I know we do have a vertical side as well today, so say what's up. I appreciate you guys who are watching on the vertical side as well. And yeah, we'll go from there. Outside of that, like I said, we're gonna let the stream run with it. If it's a short stream, it is fine because it's not for me to challenge the ladies. It is not for me to belittle the ladies. It is not for me to point out anything for the ladies. I'm genuinely here to hear you guys out, hear what you're being saying, and then we'll see how things play off as well. So, link is there. Ladies, feel free whenever you like. Whenever you like. Let's see. No Chaser, of course, is in the building. Look like the Winch is in the building. What's that? Lifen is in the building. Look, Locksmith was also, he was in the building. Look, I don't think he's here anymore. Let's see. Syphaven. Is that how you say your name? Syphaven or Sypaven? You're in the building. Appreciate you for being here as well. Gatsby's here in the building, and he said it's funny. He's always talking directly to me. He just loves having my attention. Opinion was originally a story in the Panelverse. It never was. Never was. I was doing the show well before before a guy in who was also named the Panelverse was ever established. I had this show well before you guys ever knew who I was. And by the way, it's all cataloged as such. So that was a lie. Nice try. I had an entire season before anyone in that space ever knew who I was. So don't ever lie out of your face, out of your teeth, that the origins come from that space. Never did. Never did, never was, and never will be. It's always been mine. That's not my problem. The fact that you say Opinionated was your origin, that's not my problem. But I know when people hear things like that or read things like that, they will think that, well, I'm a Panelverse person. And I never claimed to ever be. You can go look at all of my catalog. Never claimed to ever be. I don't even know why people are so fixated. I mean, Gatsby, we just got started in here. Do you need a nap already? Just let me know. I know it gets very late at night for some of you. You need a nap time. Just let me know. It's too much for you. I know you love this thing for things to be about you. Do you need a nap? That's a yes or a no. I will take your silence as also an answer. So which is going to be? But I'm not going to do this all night with you. As a guy in the chat, I don't even see the women talking. So when it comes to this actual particular thing, okay, you know what? I don't really see any answers from Gatsby. So I think he needs a nap, folks. What do you guys are thinking? Think Gatsby needs a nap? Because I think he thinks I'm gonna do a back and forth for him today. I think Gatsby needs a nap. You know, we're gonna give him a short nap. He can get a short nap. It's all right, Gatsby. Give you a blanket. Hello, Mama. What's going on? How can I help you?
Hello.
How's everything?
Uh-oh. I've got a reverb.
Hold up, that's me.
It's good. It's good.
And how do you feel about the topic for today? Again, it's all kind of you guys, not even much of a topic. What would you like to bring?
Well, I actually think it's a golden opportunity for some women to jump up here and talk about things that they talk about in the chat, you know, having to do with, oh, this guy thinks he knows it all. He don't know nothing about women. He'll never get married because women don't roll like that guy's rolling. He thinks he's all that. Yeah, I just think it's a great opportunity, and for the guys, even in the chat, to be able to come back and say, "Hey, you know, women are just bitches. They bitch all the time. They just bitch, 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 bitch. I can't make them happy. I don't know what to do for them. I buy her a new car, and 3 months later, she don't like it." And I think it's great talk.
Are there any questions that you think you might want to ask, ladies?
I didn't even see any women popping.
Sorry, Mama. We're kind of
since I've been out of there by now.
Yeah, you were kind of breaking up just a little bit there. Is there any questions that you might have for women? Maybe they want to think about answering themselves. If we leave it as a feeding frenzy just for the women,
Me
I mean, just for the
personally?
men, we know they can run on that. They're piranhas. Come on, we know this. So, any question that you
Hang
think you
on.
might want to give to women?
Shh.
It's cooler in here than it is in my room.
It's because we got air conditioning. in here.
No, it's bad.
That pops in the back.
Can you hear me, Russell? I can't. There we go.
I can hear you.
Oh no, that's the grandson complaining about the heat. Complaining about the heat.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So who do we have? Who do we have in the chat?
Well,
I
any question you
am.
would like to ask the women?
Did I? Yeah, I want to know why you guys gripe about your husbands. What's their number one? What's your number one gripe with your husband, boyfriend, significant other, male counterparts, whatever you're calling them?
Okay, so I guess if there's any women in the building, our first one already goes to it's going to the men. So, women, how do you feel about your significant others? If you have a significant other, and if you don't, why is it you think? I guess I'm gonna add on to it. Why is it you're not getting that significant other? I I'll be honest with you, Mama. I've been very open and very adamant when it comes to ladies. I just don't think they're gonna be the ones to do so. By the way, shout out for you for actually coming up to do so. I just don't. I don't see it. I don't see it for the ladies. As much as have a lot of ladies who like to be there, like to be in the streams, like to talk, like to engage. When it comes to them having the opportunity, having the chance to actually have the gun in their hands, they don't want to fire. That's the history.
So I guess my next question would be, if somebody doesn't want to answer that, is do you feel like men shut you down if you try to talk? Do you feel like men shut you down? Is that why you're quiet? Is that why you don't come up? You don't present, you don't make a face, you don't stand on what you think the situation is? Why? Why?
Very interesting. Yeah. I think that's a pretty good one to start on. Like, why is it you don't become more vocal besides typing all the time? Why is it you don't stand on business? Why is it you don't bother to, number one, I guess, start channels of your own, especially if you feel like you're not getting the kind of breath, the kind of opportunity to put something down for yourself. And you said, I guess, why do you believe that, or rather, not why you believe. The question is, do they feel like they get shut down? I wanna kind of expand on that one. Do you not that do you believe you're gonna get shut down, but do you psych yourself out before you give yourself the opportunity to speak? I think there are some people, Mama, that they could possibly go up and have a conversation, but I think they psych themselves out, and therefore it becomes a self betrayal. They don't give themselves the opportunity. They tell themselves they're going to get shut down, not that it's actually going to happen. Thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think that happens sometimes. I mean, even in my own personal experience, there have been times I feel like I've had something to add to the conversation, or maybe had a question, or maybe even had an answer that I felt reasonably sure was a good answer. But for whatever reason, in my own mind, I'd be telling myself, oh, they're not going to listen to that. They don't want to hear that. They don't want to accept that. They'll never talk about that. And so I just stifle it and wait for the conversation to move on. And then other times I'm like, oh no, you're not getting away with that. I'm going to slide this in here and you may or may not like it, but this is a fact and I've got receipts. I can back it up. Yeah.
Let me.
So,
Do you think it has something to do with the support? Maybe because I do notice that whether it's on my channel or other people's channels, there are a lot of women who do pay attention. So maybe the problem is a bit of womanly support, if you want to put it that way. And I guess because I don't really see a lot of that outside of the very few who actually have the spine to come up. But those people tend to be the regulars, I would say. So my question to you, Mama, as a woman, when does supporting women stop being real?
oh gosh, mm,
Mm.
I,
Mm.
that's kind of a tough question. I mean, I've got my particular, when you started asking that question, the first place my brain went was the career that I spent my life in is made up mostly of women. And women eat each other. They don't particularly support each other. It's there's a underlying competition there that it's like treading water. You can be treading water and they'll sit on the bank and watch you all day long. But the first time I'm in the water, they're going to go, somebody save her, somebody save her. And it'll be like, I'm coming, they'll jump off the bank then into the water to help that man save that woman that they've been watching flounder all day long. So I don't know. It's crazy.
Well, you mentioned there's a competition, right?
I don't know where the competition comes from.
Well, you mentioned there's a competition, so maybe you can answer it. What do women judge other women on more than they care to admit?
Their looks.
Even in the job? What about the job?
Oh yeah, even in the job, I think it's looks first. Second, it's competence. Like,
Could you?
if I think
Could
somebody is doing, I think like if I think somebody's doing a better job than me, then and I'm not saying that I personally did this. I'm sure I did. Because it's how women float. But if I think they're doing a better job than me, getting more attention, the possibility to get more like an advancement or even a 10-cent pay raise, if I don't feel confident enough to beat them at their performance, then I'm going to diss their performance. I'm going to diss it. I'm going to tell other people, well, she could have done a better job if she would have just done this, or just look at her clothes. I mean, yeah, I could get attention too if I walked around with my boobs hanging out all day. Or
Interesting.
if I was uncouth enough to wear black thongs underneath a white uniform, yeah, I could have got attention today too. So it's just, they don't applaud them for their actual performance. They've got to take something away.
So outside
It's
of
petty.
looks,
It's very
so
petty.
outside of looks, because you mentioned looks, you also mentioned competence, right? And I think competence, regardless of gender, is something that we all look for. I guess I'll ask you because one of the three things I always say is there's care and there's mercy and there's grace, and not everybody gives. Never mind one of those things, but all three. Now, what kind of
Mm-hmm.
what kind of what kind of woman, I would say, like from your own personal experience, whether it's work or whether it's personal, what kind of woman gets the least grace from other women?
The least grace, um, the one that's got the most confidence in herself.
Not even the most looks, the most confident.
I think so, because a strong woman is threatening, and you don't
Interesting.
have to say anything threatening. You don't have to even show any kind of threat. But if you're really confident and you stand in your place and you know what you're doing, and you um, you just move in that way that says stand back, she knows what she's doing kind of way, other women are like, yeah, no,
So
no.
you mentioned you
They
mentioned
very
oh, sorry,
very
continue.
few very few women will actually come up and say, wow, can you teach me how to do that? Can you teach me how to do what you just did? Um, where does your place of confidence come from? How did you get that? How do you move like that? Um, they'll they'll usually find a way either behind your back or it's right in front of you sometimes to, even if it's a sarcastic remark or just some way to kind of pick you down a little bit, just peg you down a little bit.
I have a question when it
And
comes
that
to
was
that.
my experience, through all the years of working.
So I do have a question when it comes to that. 'Cause you mentioned a few things, especially the downplaying publicly. But I do have a question. What do women say privately that they rarely say publicly?
Hmm. Privately, not publicly.
We know ladies can get very, very vocal, but as you said, there are things that they either want to know or they could know themselves, but that's not the direction that they lean into. So, what are the things that they say privately, maybe even close to their closest circle of people, or maybe just one other person that they rarely say publicly?
First thing that popped in my mind was I don't get the respect I deserve. But that's not really, I mean, that would be one thing. Another would be possibly be why do people think I don't know anything? I don't know.
Well,
I honestly
let's make
don't know.
the comparisons. So when you ladies are looking at somebody who say is beautiful, right? And even though you guys are saying in the workplace or even outside the workplace, she's instead of showing her confidence, which she might be very confident, but she's flaunting her assets, as it were.
Hmm.
What is it about her assets that women will say privately, but they will rarely say publicly? Because just because she's using it and you might, let's just say, if you find it distasteful, there is something that I think that could be admired about it. Because I'm a person, me personally, I am someone who believes that you should abuse your advantages.
Mm. Well, I've never considered myself a beauty queen, so there's a lot of times that if I see a really exceptional looking, that I consider exceptional looking, now that I'm old, I'll say young woman. um, I'll be like, God, she's beautiful. I wish I had her hair. I wish I had, I kind of compare myself to her. And, but I'm not going to walk up to her and go, wow, you're beautiful. I wish I had this or I wish I had that. And I wouldn't have done it when I was young either. When I was young, I would have been extremely, probably jealous, um, and would have seen a whole lot of different negative ways that I wouldn't have liked why she was showing so much skin, or um, why she spent 3 hours on her hair. I would have found reasons to diss all of that. And
So
I'm not sure that's exactly what you asked me, but
I'm thinking about, like, because something that you said was, even if you were younger, as you put, you wouldn't have gone around your way to even say it to them. I think this is something that we should look
no.
at as a human behavior point. Why is it? I mean, unless you're attracted to women or you didn't want her to get the wrong way, what's the problem with paying someone else a compliment? Or is everyone your competition? I'm wondering. As a woman, is this how women view each other? That regardless of what social standing they're on, everyone's competition.
I think it comes from different directions. I think women just are competitive with each other, and they will find ways to be competitive with each other. Um, a beautiful girl, I can appreciate her beauty. If she's got a beautiful body, I can appreciate her beautiful body until a man enters the picture. And then I can start picking her apart. And I'm speaking in general terms, guys, okay? I'm putting myself in as first person. But then I can start picking her apart and going, that bottle of Clairol in your hair, you're not a real blonde. I can see those dark roots. Why you gotta dye your hair? You have to be pretty from a bottle. That was one thing we used to say when I was young, was, oh, she's bottle pretty, meaning it came from Lady Clairol
I've
or
never heard that before.
Revlon, or
Yeah,
oh,
I've never
really?
heard that before.
Never heard of
That's
bottle
funny.
beauty?
So let me ask you a question, right? Not that you've even known, or I don't think that anyone's walked up to you to at least tell you, and maybe I'm wrong. What do you think was the perception that women had of you? I mean,
Oh,
you're
same
obviously
thing.
a woman. You were able to secure men, so what do you think other ladies thought about you?
Same thing. Same thing. I was fine. I was the life of the party. I was lots of fun to be around until eligible bachelor walked in. And then it became like feeding frenzy in the fish tank. It was who was going to be able to extract the attention from this. Maybe it was even another popular woman, somebody that everybody wants to make an impression on. Uh, but most of the time, it was when guys were hanging around. And heaven help the guy that rolled up in the parking lot in a brand new sports car, who was dressed to the nines and held himself good, tall, erect, just seemed like he had it all together. Potentially someone that had a good income. And all of a sudden, ladies don't know each other anymore.
So
Except
let
for
me
the
ask you
bottom
something.
feeders. The bottom feeders, they'll stick together too.
That's also true. I have seen that. Let me ask you something about how it is on the internet, right? Because I've seen definitely some cliques, some groupings that happen with women in real life. But now I'm also thinking about women on social media. And even there's some nature of even how people call the sister code, which happens in real life as well. But how does social media, I guess, make women compete while calling it a so-called community of women?
Oh,
Because women are
jeez.
definitely competing with each other, but they all say, "Come on, we here online, we stick together, girl, this, that." But then as much as I don't see as much of it, unless I go to drama spaces, which I don't, there are women who still pick each other apart, and I'm going, I thought you guys were part of a community.
No, no. The only time women are part of a community is when some fella does something wrong to one of them, and then they are a part of a community.
Damn. So I mean, fellas, you hear that? Women don't really have a community unless we get, especially until we get involved. we bring them together. At least that's what I'm gathering here. Women are isolated. They pretend like apparently they are together, but they're really competing with one another, at least from what I'm grasping. And the only reason why they pull together apparently is when we make things difficult. Am I getting that correct? Because as far as I can understand, you're outgoing, you're having fun, you make me confident in yourself, and the other women are still picking each other down. But women now all of a sudden get competitive when it comes to attention that's garnered, whether in status or whether definitely by men. And to say even on social media, which is, let's be honest, I don't know how many women are meeting men on social media, vice versa. But the ideal that people state that there is a community, women state that there's a community. Ugh. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it right now, you have a strong point, because I'm remembering some conversations right now where women absolutely picked at other women based on how they looked. And then if they saw those same very women not looking like, as you say, bottle beautiful, how they already had a negative thing to say about that, because now she's not beautiful at all, which, okay, she's not as beautiful as you claim she is, but then when she shows how she looks like without the beauty, you're trashing her for that as well. Where's the healthy medium is what I'm thinking about right now. It's interesting. I don't think I really sat down to really consider that. I know it's been done, but I don't think I really sat down to think about it. Why do ladies do this? Why do you ladies do this?
I think our ladies have abandoned this tonight. I saw no chaser in the chat.
Wait.
No chaser whom I think's a wonderful person. He was in the chat. Yeah, I like No Chaser. He's always been very respectful. No, there really is not a. Yeah, there he is. Okay. I see No Chaser. I see Blind. Blind's
So
busy over there. He's talking.
Why is it women?
Anyway.
Why was it you don't think that women really hold the community that they do? But also, if a woman is beautiful and ladies are tearing them down for their looks on their best day, if you want to put it that way, I also don't understand why the same ladies will downplay those same very women when they're on their worst day. If you want their worst day, whatever that is, why isn't there not a healthy medium?
I don't know. I think there is maybe one-on-one, and they feel more comfortable. They can open up. They can lean on each other one-on-one. But in a group, it's a whole different story. I think as a group, go ahead.
No, I'm listening to what you're saying. I was just wondering, from one woman speaking to other women, like, what do you think ladies could be doing, not should be, but could do to have better relationships with each other?
Listen. Just listen to each other. You know, just because somebody's talking doesn't mean you have to talk back. And I don't know if it comes from the nurturing side, where if somebody is complaining or struggling or whatever, maybe it's just a regular everyday conversation. Women feel like they have to have an answer. They have to be able to solve a problem, to fix things, to make somebody that's unhappy happy. But like I said, that comes at a one-to-one perspective, on a one-to-one dynamic. And I think it's just women in general have a hard time moving within the group, and it takes a very special kind of a female personality to bring that group together. And it'll usually be a one topic thing. It'll I'm trying to think of something. And it's usually born out of a complaint. I hate to say that, but it usually is born out of a complaint of something else.
When you say that, the first thing that came to my mind was a mean girl. The girls that other women gravitate to because that is their Xena, that is their warrior princess. She's been slighted, and she's the strongest of all of them. She kind of holds the banner for them. That's what I'm thinking about when I'm saying the mean girl.
It can happen that way. Yeah, it can happen that way. I personally, speaking for myself, I was always the person that moved away from those kind of people, because I'm a lover, not a fighter. So I don't, and I tend to, mean girls to me are they're a waste of time, energy, effort. And I don't like drama. And if I'm going to listen to a mean girl, that means I've got to get involved in some kind of drama, and I'm not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it. Do I get mad at people? Heck yeah, I get mad at people.
Sure. Who doesn't get mad? Sure. So there's a conversation that I've held with somebody before, right? We were having this conversation actually at a gathering, and because I am a person who's on social media, well, everybody technically, because their phones, they're on social media, but because I'm always thinking about questions, comments, concerns, I had a conversation during I had a conversation in a group setting with ladies who were pulling together at one point.
Shut up, Jeremy.
And I asked them, when do women confuse agreement with loyalty? Because I think that the reason why I came up with this was the pick me phenomena that kind of started spreading out through social media. So when do women confuse agreement with loyalty? And being that we don't really have a lot of women up here right now, I'll ask you for your opinion.
I think loyalty for women is different than it is for men.
Sure, we can say that. But like, what I'm asking, like, when do women confuse that agreement? That agreement with loyalty is just different. To love, I just need to see who you are, because this is a women's only stream, so I just need to make sure that we're good. Okay, I got you. So I'm gonna bring Two Love to the stage. Hey, Two Love, what's going on?
Hey, sorry, I'm wearing my head wrap.
Nah, you good. Listen. You know how we do. We good.
That's
Okay, hi.
Hi there.
hi, Two Love.
Hi, guys. You know what? I just called in or whatever. I don't do this often, but I was just crazy because I was just watching something and it said that like disagree, can't even say the word. This disagreeableness in women is kind of connected to narcissism, right? And I realized that there's a lot of narcissistic women out there, and a lot of those narcissistic women are mean women because usually the narcissist gets all the attention and they're the popular person.
Mm-hmm.
And
Interesting.
a lot of narcissistic mothers raised children and neglected them. And these are why we have these problems right now. Like, and the women tend to blame men, but that's just, you got to really look at yourself.
So that's it's an interesting concept. I think it kind of makes sense. Not even necessarily through neglect, from parents, but I think it also happens with only kids. All the attention's just been on them. There's no other siblings to really compete with, things like that. So I think that does happen as well. And then getting into larger settings, larger groups, when they don't receive that attention, they do things, whether healthy or not, to be that person that's on top, to garner that attention. So there is something that you're saying there. I just find it very interesting within the concept of the conversation is that there are ladies who I run across that they tend to very much not understand the difference between a woman just being loyal to her points or even the man that she's with versus just agreeing with things that she hears that's not part of the community as I so hear it. But from even what I'm gathering so far, at least on the perspective of Mama, is that women don't really have a strong community unless a man gets involved. And when I say a man gets involved, either he shows up in the picture and then there's competition, or he says something disparaging and they all pull together. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, oh, you want to go ahead? No, women don't have a strong community. Women are very jealous of each other. I think men do. Men are the same. I think jealousy comes into play, right? And with women, it's either you have to relate to her on a level where she feels comfortable with you. If not, women don't know how to let down the guard. Some women do, and those are rare women, to find who are just agreeable and just sweet and nice, you know. But a lot of women are just they're tense and they don't I don't think a lot of us know why. A lot of it comes from like the father wound or something. I don't know what it is. But that's my opinion.
That's fair. You're allowed to have your opinion. I was wondering, when I was thinking about this, when I thought about the social media aspect, because now you don't have to lean on your experience with men or women, and I know many people still do anyway. But I run across so many rebels, so many thieves and bandits, men and women alike, and which made me jump on this whole thing of asking the question I asked to Mama, which was in reference to social media, because women will pretend like there's this big community, the sister code, as even some people might put it, and at the same time, the moment men get involved, for the better or for worse, the competition still sticks out there. And even when a couple of conversations I've already had with Mama now, it's always going to be a competition. In fact, let me ask you this, to Love. Let me ask you this: if there is a woman who looks beautiful, right? Whether she's dolled up or not, natural or not, whichever way you want to look at it, why is it that it's preferable to downplay that woman rather than just like, oh, you look very pretty today. Because if she comes in, if she's in your presence in the future and she doesn't have a great look, instead of being like, oh my God, like, I'm not used to seeing you like this. Instead, now it's like, Heifer, why you look like that? Why not just be, why is it we're not very nuanced with the people that we come across, like, and not just be like, oh my gosh, I'm just surprised I never saw you like that. That's typically my response. But then again, I'm a guy. I have to come with a little bit of level-headedness.
I think it's just a personal personality trait. Some people are just women. I like I said, women. Not all women, because I don't even know how to explain it. Because if you're a woman who doesn't care about competition, right? You don't really care about the world. You're considered weird. You're considered the weirdo. But when you do care about what what other women think or other people's opinions, then you're part of the crowd, right? And I think a lot of women just really care about what other people see or think. And it takes a really strong woman and like not have that need to show off or flex on other people. I don't know. I think it's like I don't know if it's a women thing.
I mean, me personally, those are the women that tend to be very attractive. So to be honest, one who are just okay with being themselves, whether it's nerdy or goofy or competent, not to outshine everybody, but just like, no, I know what I know and I'm very comfortable with. Here's the funny part about it. I like women that are able to do jobs that men do. I've dated a woman who was a carpenter. I was like, this is lit. I was like, not because she can make shit, but because she's also willing to get her hands dirty. Like, and then the bashing that I received in my personal experience of women were like, oh, she's got rough hands. I'm just like, well, that's still not your problem unless you want to date her. You know what I mean?
Superficial things, yeah.
Yeah. So it's funny how the opinions of others, and everybody's allowed to have them, is there. But when we talk about holding solidarity with one another, it's not something I tend to see. But people talk about that it exists all the time. So it's
like I said. Remember, I said from the beginning, I go, a lot of mothers are narcissistic, right? So a lot of those mothers raise daughters, right? And they raise these daughters, and a lot of the daughters either becomes like super pleasers, people pleasers, or they become narcissistic themselves, and they can't form a community. So a lot of women are out there who are damaged, and they can't form a community with each other because no one trusts each other. And then everyone, well, the women, a lot of women, not every, a lot of some women, they just don't know how. They never got those skills to build relationships with other women.
So let me ask you two ladies a question here. Since we can pretty much agree within the two ladies that are here speaking on the panel, and if you're a lady, feel free to actually hit the link yourself. Why is it if there's always going to be competition, even from the fact of from a nurturing aspect of mothers all the way down, there's not much of a community, and there's not a lot of strong communication within women within each other. The question is, why do some women only speak honestly in group chats?
Yeah, welcome to my world. That's okay.
Like, because you're very private. You don't want to say a whole lot of stuff.
I'm so private.
But when it comes to the group chats, all of a sudden, let's know I got a story to tell.
Yeah, I'm anonymous. Like you know what? You never know who you can meet. A lot of people, we just judge. I kind of stopped doing that. As a woman, as a person, you have to learn how to not judge because you don't know who you could be talking to at any time. Number one. I don't know. Women, I feel like women could meet other women online and form groups, but it's like it's more complaining. Like what I see online is women complaining about men or just talking about them leveling up and stuff like that. It's like, no, when you level up, you don't tell anyone. I'm gonna tell you that. Like you don't tell people, right? It's a spiritual thing or internal thing or whatever. So
I can do that. I can do that.
I think it's
breaking up.
I think
You're breaking up.
It's done in secret.
Oh, we're kind of losing you. Hold up. Oh yeah, go ahead again.
I said, I think it's because they can talk in secrecy. Nobody can see them.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody really knows where they are. Nobody knows their name. Nobody, it's all basically incognito. So it's like it's like when everybody goes to bed at night, and if you're a religious person and you find your quiet corner and you talk to God, it's just you and God. And it's kind of the same way online. When you're in the chat or whatever, you can be whoever, wherever, whenever, whatever you want to be. Because once you get offline, nobody but you knows that you said that, and the strangers that you've never met. So you
Yep.
don't have to be accountable to for anything that you may have said, because who's going to hold you accountable? That's I have some made some fairly decent personal friends um, on the couple of chats that I'm in, and I'm pretty open and honest with those people. But for the most part, I can say or do anything I want to do, and there's nobody going to come knocking on my door to hold me accountable for it.
Well, what about those people who actually like go online and they rant and rave and tell their personal problems and make a video?
Good question.
That's a mistake. That's yeah,
Well, he's a
okay.
he's a one I will ask you guys because I'm happy that you said that. I do love. I find it weird because my TikTok comes with a lot of women who are currently married, but they
It's
make
crazy.
they make a lot of streams, a lot of videos, not streams, about basically their husbands being unreliable.
So disrespectful.
I just wonder, like,
Oh,
if you're going to do that,
oh,
if you're going to do that,
Sorry, I thought I was muted.
no, you weren't. It's all right. Uh, if you're going to do that, quite frankly, why? What? First of all, why not just leave your husband? Because what are you showing about this man? What are you showing to other people? Especially, I really don't understand the ones where the women are stay-at-home wives. Children are not. Like, why are you on social media, no, downplaying your relationship? And for some reason, I'll ask you, ladies, is this what you look at as garnering a community of support?
horrible. Like even you've seen like those like TikToks or whatever of mothers saying how they regretted having children. I'm just like, what the right? They have their kids in their arms and they regret it. I'm like, you're
Yeah,
putting
when
this
they're so
on
young, when they're breastfeeding them. I'm like, wait, what?
online. Your kids are gonna see this. So selfish. You
Now,
can see from a
I
woman's
need to be honest.
actions who she
I need
is.
to be
Yeah.
honest. Some of you ladies, well, you understand that, and I get it. Postpartum is a thing for sure. I get it.
Yeah.
So some ladies understand that, right? And I'll be honest with you, I say things that a lot of people may not like, but we know that a lot of people can also agree with, right? And that is the not all children are blessings. I'm just gonna. I know we don't want to say it, but like it is what it is. Like not all kids are rock stars. You know what I mean? And and the thing about it, when I look at these, not to try to make the comparisons, but I really don't see these types of content coming from men. And maybe in the future we need to have conversations like this. But I'm always wondering if you're looking for support, if you're looking for community as ladies, and I
Well,
think
yeah,
about
they statistically proven that like the child is better if there's like a 50-50 household. The child's better off with the dad because the dad's more mentally stable, emotionally stable. Sorry.
no, you're right. There are stats like that, but at the same time, those stats are heavily outnumbered because the majority of the time,
Yeah.
primary custody goes to the ladies. Um, I always say kudos to guys who do have full custody. You know, good for them. I just find it really weird that when it comes to a community building, ladies say that they have so much of a community, and that's why I'm not challenging, but I'm asking the question on it, because you ladies say you have a community, but when I talk to ladies, just like the both of you, I talk to ladies privately, and they say it's not a community. Keep in mind, when guys are online, it's the opposite. Guys don't say they have a community, but they form communities.
Yeah, they
I
do.
find it so interesting.
No, there's women with communities. Don't get it twisted. Like, women have communities. It just depends on the interest, right? And
So
what's
the community has to be based on guys.
no. It's just what
Okay,
it's your algorithm, right? It's what it's feeding you, right?
I agree.
And it's feeding you toxic male female war, right? And so, but there's women who are beautiful and who have like knitting clubs with their friends. Like, you just like, what? This is the stuff you're in too? And it's just they don't show those women. They show the women that are, maybe toxic. So
So I like that. Here's the funny part: people didn't like nobody like. There are some people who know it. I'm not even sure if I might have told mom at one point, but when you mention like the knitting clubs, I find that so interesting because crocheting was something I never thought I would ever be interested in. But I learned crocheting in order for me to be able to make simple paracords. And I joined
hmm,
groups, and they didn't need to be, trad con women as the terminology has gotten so far. I've met women of all type. I've met older,
yeah.
younger. I met
Mhm.
women who were who literally trying to learn how to crochet and everything else because they were wig makers or they worked in a salon. And I was just like, this is lit. This is lit. And they were all looking at me like, what's this man doing here? We all got along. It was so great. So I do agree with you. There are definitely spaces where people can definitely get along with it. You know what? I felt that scenario with the crochet group. I feel like that when it
Mhm.
comes to men who work in salons who are not gay, like they
Mhm.
who know their shit, or men who are not gay but they are
I have
fashion.
sister locks, so I have sister locks, and my locks are like in my back, long. And there's men who do sister locks, and they're some of the best. And they're not. They have wives at home. They have great businesses.
I agree, but we are in so much of a community, not even just online, but we have a tendency as human beings to pick a this or that, and I think it's really based on the structure of how we're raised, whether it comes from
Mhm.
family or whether it comes from the institutions that we're from. That we pick a this or that, or black or white, a Pepsi or Coke, a Sprite or Seven Up or whatever. Like, and it's
Right or left,
yeah,
red
it's
pill,
a really
red pill,
weird.
blue pill.
It's a really weird concept for people when they can open their eyes. Every single one of us can
That's
open
what
our eyes.
that's what they don't want. See,
Yeah.
that's what I said. Like, they want you to think, be judgmental. They want you to be, but you can't, because if you really explore, you realize, oh my gosh, not every woman's the same. Not every man's the same.
Well, I find it very interesting when I run across people who say that who are in like spaces, and I'm pretty sure you've seen the spaces yourself, that are like woman versus man, a relationship, masculinity, femininity, and then they'll turn around and say, I have a loving relationship with kids, and I love my wife, and we're best friends. Then why the fuck are you there? Why are you talking in these spaces? You're good. You won. You hit the jack prize. Leave. What are you doing? Why are you
Money.
your own well?
Because that's where the money resides. That's where it's money, because it's content.
But then I agree with this concept as well, and you ladies are bringing it up because the people who I know who do the most digging, because Mama, you were saying like or I think it was you, Chula, who said being offline. Oh no, it wasn't Mama. Being offline, you can be anonymous. You can do this. You can do that. You can do. I got you. I got you in the back. Hold on. You could do this. You could do that. You could be online. You could be yourself or the alternate versions of you or whatever, and then no one's gonna know. But I'll be honest with you,
No one's gonna know.
some of the deepest investigators, the deepest researchers, the deepest content farmers are women. They will dig you up.
Yeah.
What's good, KM? What's going on?
Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you just a little bit low. Let me take a look at your settings real quick. You're just a smidget low.
Okay.
Talk now.
How is it now?
Beautiful, beautiful.
Okay. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm listening.
No, I was just wondering, like, the premise that we were kind of getting to. We kind of dived into a few things already, and I'll ask you along. You can jump along, and maybe I'll even recircle back to see how we're feeling about some things. But I find it very interesting how women are being very private when it comes to dealing with people in the real time, but when it comes to being online, it's very vocal. And then we've already kind of established from Mama and even from Two Love that women say that they want communities. Somebody's dying right now. I got a whole ambulance coming by. But the idea that when you see people that talk about communities online and such and such and such, when you have a conversation with women in real time, they're like, there's not much of a community. And maybe you have a different opinion of that.
No, I hear you. You made that claim before as far as women having their communities and things. Not saying there isn't,
Have
because
I?
of course.
Have I made that claim before?
Yeah, you've said that before, and I don't know. I don't see it that way. But it's just like the men. I mean, it's no different than men when it comes to that. They have their communities too. Some women do, some men do. It's just according. But I don't know. I think women hate on each other too much to have their little communities. If that makes sense.
Right? Well, the girls' trips.
Well,
Yeah.
here's the funny part about that, though. I think that there are plenty of. I was saying this earlier to Tulip. I don't know if you just came in, but a lot. I hear more from women about all this community building that they have, but when I talk to women, they all tell me there's not really a community because of competition. When it comes to guys don't really talk about outside the red pill shit, which is of course is the one of the first big fucking communities outside the manosphere. But men don't really talk about communities that they have unless those communities have to do with women. They really, I don't really hear about men's communities. But when I talk to women, when I talk to men, I hear about so much community. We need to sit together. We need to do this. Movember, like mustache, cancer, shit that's not really getting promoted as much as it should be. I hear about guys. You hear about girls trips a lot, but you really don't hear about guys trips, and it does happen.
You guys are just better at it.
Oh, all of a sudden, men are good at hiding shit. Girl, please, like, stop. Now all of a sudden we're good at hiding shit. Come on now.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh, come on. You know it.
And I find that there's a difference. There's an opposite that happens. Women are always talking about spaces and being community and how they need to get together and they need to be on page, especially if they want the differences. And they talk about the breast cancer and cervical cancer and and I'm like, damn. But men don't really talk that much, and we're trying to get better at it. We are trying to get really good at it. We don't talk about communities. But
I think that's where a lot of men are missing out because there's no leader and there's no leaders.
Well, there's no leader for women.
Yeah, but men need to lead because you guys are. It's a patriarch. A patriarch.
It's
a misogynistic world. It's a misogynistic world. So men should gather more and lead.
You're starting that shit because if you're talking about leaders, then
it's true.
Followers, but we're
not
doing that. We're not doing that.
Okay, sorry. I'm just saying. It is a man's world. It is.
No, not all men can lead.
No, you guys don't think so?
No. Well, let me tell you why. Because I know people love the James Brown song. It's a man's world. But why did he do it? A man wouldn't have nothing without what? Without a woman or a girl. We are good with just chilling and being content. but we have things that we aspire to. This is why men talk about like basically loving to get as many women as possible, have as much stats as possible. Because men do compete with other men, but the highest thing that they looked at is what? I mean, let's be honest. How many of y'all seen a female? I've seen a male harem. Ladies, you
The
haven't
hell's a
seen.
harem? Like,
You said what's a harem?
yeah.
Oh, we need someone who's to join a harem, ladies and gentlemen. We need someone who needs to be a part of a harem. So a
Honestly,
harem,
I've been forgetting words lately. I don't know if
yeah.
it's the
So a harem
Mhm.
was typically held by a strong leader, a warrior, or even like a sultan,
Okay, yes, I've heard of
and
that
he
word.
would
Yeah.
have a group of women, a group of.
Mhm.
I'm not trying to say of companions. I'm not trying to say concubines, but a companions that he would have always in his service. That's a harem.
Mhm.
The closest thing
They're
that we have today
they're
is
concubines. Just say it.
Concubines. Hey, but you know what?
They are.
Jezebel.
They're concubines. Just say it.
I am trying to be PG with you, lady. I am the only man. It's the woman's night. I want it to be about y'all.
Oh, that's sweet.
That's bullshit. But go ahead.
I can I can try. I can try. Don't condemn me yet. I'm trying.
You started
Damn.
it, not me. I'm just trying to get you to be real.
I'm trying
No,
to be
that's a part
nice.
of it. That's a part of a woman's problem, apparently. We try to be real too much.
When a man is not trying to be an asshole, he's trying to be nice. I'm like, fuck him.
Yeah, we're confused. I don't know.
Women are confusing. I have to agree with that.
No, I
Yeah.
don't mess with women. I don't. I maybe older women, like old women, I'll help them, and even if only if they're nice.
Yeah, women can be savages. Like that's just the truth. Like I don't know. It's crazy.
Well, Kaya, maybe you might want to expound on this. So I did ask at least Mama, and maybe Two Love, you can get into it as well. 'Cause I'm not sure if you answered it or not, but I'll get some clarification. The women that you look at that might be leaders, right? I'm not talking about the Kathleen Kennedy's and shit like that, because fuck that bitch. She fucked up Star Wars. Anyway, so but like you'll have ladies that are in position, but then typically the narrative that comes down to these women who are leading other women, or women who are like, you can do it too, and you can do this, and you can be just as good. They're the rosy, the riveters. You know what I mean? But
Mhm.
typically, when you look at their archetype, they tend to be the mean girls. What are your thoughts on that? Are you saying that ladies can only be in leadership only if they're mean girls?
Absolutely not. But you're right. That happens a lot with the mean girls thing. Um, no, I don't know how to answer that really. Shit.
I'm gonna tell you, yes, you have to be mean, 100%.
I wouldn't say mean
Interesting.
though. Like I don't know. Like there's a difference. Like you know how I always say I'm blunt to the point. Like I don't sugarcoat shit. That don't necessarily make me mean. I feel like I'm strong-headed, but yet I don't really have to be a mean bitch by doing so. You know what I mean?
KM, wasn't there was a time, do you remember the time where your name was Crazy Bitch?
Absolutely. That's when somebody pissed me off.
Really? Oh,
Absolutely. Because I can be a bitch. I'm not going to
okay,
deny
okay.
that. Absolutely. I can
Okay.
own that.
And you
But
know what? Like, you didn't want to be a biatch, right? But they pushed you to that level, right?
correct.
So, yeah,
Correct.
right.
And not all the time. I can admit that too.
That's
You
true.
know, I'm just
Yeah,
a
that's
petty
true.
bitch sometimes. But yes, I mean, of course. But I'm saying, as far as to be, I don't know about when you said women and, you know, taking leadership or whatever. I think about the being strong and shit, being blunt and this and that, like take charge. I don't know, but you don't have to be the mean girl. I don't feel. I don't know.
I'm a very nice person, but I realize that that has
That's what
gotten
all
me.
psychopaths say.
I've literally drawn in narcissists. It's the worst thing ever. You're not supposed to be nice. You're supposed to be kind. I had to learn that the hard way.
Hmm.
But nice, no, you can't be Mrs. Nice Girl.
I'm not, like I said, like that's what all the psychopaths say. That's what all serial killers say when they got you on the table. I'm a nice person, really.
Yeah, right. They
If
always
you
say I'm
really
a
get to
nice
know me, well,
person.
you won't after tonight. But
Mhm,
you really get to know me as the sharpening the knife.
mhm,
I can be nice, but I can be the opposite too. I mean, it's just according.
mhm, mhm.
Interesting. Interesting.
I just find that you just could tell a woman's nature if she's very combative. You know what I mean? Like you try to talk and she, you know what I mean? She doesn't want to be a participant. She doesn't want to just be agreeable, you know? Just, you know what I mean? Everything's just loud and just exhausting. Then those are the mean girls because they need attention. They always need attention. So those are the mean girls. And
I
they
would
stand out like a sore thumb nowadays. Nowadays you can't even hide it. You can just sense the energy. Just talk to someone on the phone and you can feel the energy.
I
So
agree.
Yeah. I mean, not for nothing. I
Yeah,
have
the
definitely
look
gotten
at
some of you
fools.
mean girls online, and some of you mean girls, not even online. I've gotten you some of you mean girls on customer service. I be sensing the attitude, but y'all, I ain't gonna lie, y'all be sounding sexy. I be like, damn, she got a nice voice on her, but she is being a bitch to me, and I ain't do
it's
shit.
so
She ain't
mean.
get lunchtime yet. I don't know if I was that call just before lunchtime. She's like, fuck. But like, I was like, hey, wait, whoa, can I? Is there any way I can smooth this over? What have I done wrong? Like, you know what? Where you work at, I will send you like cookies, something. Like, can you stop being like, what's going on here? I'll send you cookies. Well, you said you in
No, some
Michigan?
people are just
Crazy like
naturally like that. Yeah.
Right, I agree. Yeah.
Hmm. That's why I'm not nice to everyone because some people are
crazy.
just naturally mean. Yeah. So me being nice to you and trying to please you is just lowering me. No, I'm not trying to be that.
And you gotta think too, like people can have an off day, so that maybe they're going through something. You don't know what
Hmm.
everybody's going
Hmm.
through, so maybe that's why they're being a bitch. But it's as Wrestler always says, patterns. Like pay attention to how they always act. And if it's something that continues time and time again, well, you can't ignore that. Like people will show you who they are. You just got to pay
Hmm.
attention.
They sure
Yeah.
will.
Yep.
I think a lot of people, a lot of us, we have.
They sure will.
I think a lot of us we have things we already have pre-written in our head when it comes to people. Even when we say archetypes, rather than we should always be trained to start at a baseline when it comes to people. Anyone we deal with, we're
Well,
so
how do
quick
you
to say,
mean? What
"Oh,
do you
you're
mean?
that
Like
person."
by trained? What do you mean?
Well, everything you go on is a learned behavior. Everything. The way you look at people, the way you say, "Oh, you're that type of person." "Oh, you're immediately this person." "Oh, you're that type of person." It's how we label people. We don't train people, even in school, even in our early adolescence, or even within our
Mhm,
family, to start at a baseline. So
mhm,
I love it when you said like, even when someone might be having a bad day, that's also a lack of training on their part, because
mhm,
every interaction that they're having with somebody else should also be a new wash. So I've done customer service, not very long because I just don't like people that long. But
Mhm.
like, but I've done customer service that if I get off the phone with someone who's been very contentious with me, when I before I pick up that next line, and I know they're pissed off already because they probably got that line ringing for a while. I'm watching that fucking shit ringing, like, and I'm like, and I try to do a reset before opening up that next line. I also learned this, me personally, a lot of people haven't done this, but I also learned a little bit of patience because I volunteered for a suicide hotline. You cannot have a bad day.
well, that's amazing.
You cannot have a bad day and think that you're going to deal with them. It's not a good
That's
experience.
amazing.
Right.
We
A lot of people can't do that though. Like,
That's amazing. Yeah.
and they can't shake things off. So, I mean, it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. A lot of
No,
people
that's
cannot
very
do that.
real. Yeah. That's why I don't I'm such that's why I'm very introverted and I'm, online privately, anonymously.
Love that. I love that you say that. Right. Love that you say that because I see this all the time. I'm heavily introverted. Most people don't think that though.
Me too. They don't think it, right? Because I'm very like outgoing, right? And I can speak well and I go out and I'm very, I'm for my work and everything. But I
Situational.
just, yeah, I just have to be home. Like I don't like going out. I have to be home. You know, I'm more comfortable at home.
Same. It's just because I don't like people half the time.
No, I'm the same way. I'm not really a good fan of people. We did have a carpal tunnel who did give the 199 that says my ex is hating on me. Then I would say that you need to establish still why what's going on, and of course that communication rules the nation. But it is what
Can
it
I
is.
give my advice as a woman?
Sure.
Dump her.
Hmm. Simple enough.
Take away our audience. Yep. Take
Well,
away the audience.
Right? Unless you're married and you have kids, But if you don't, dump her. A woman shouldn't be hating on
Yeah.
ever.
well, I mean, it's a very broad statement.
Criticism is
Well,
different.
it's a very broad statement. Like we don't even really know by what on hating does it mean. Does he just doesn't like particular things about is she complaining about sex? Is she complaining about attention? Is she complaining about money? Like, there's a
Mhm.
lot going into that, and not for nothing, being the opposite gender in that relationship, carpal tunnel. You don't really know who's doing what. It is what it is. He said, listen, he said it's his fault.
He
I
doesn't?
drink, and he said I drink. He said he drinks and he's a sim. You know what I mean?
He's
Oh,
a
that's
sim?
cupcake.
No,
Or
he's cut ties. He knows. That's why I said dump her. He knows
He
she's
said
hating
it's
on
his
him.
fault. He
He
doesn't
feels the hate. So,
simp. He drinks and he's not a big enough simp. Damn.
oh, what?
hot damn. Get your shit
Gosh,
together, cupcake. I'm joking.
Yeah,
you
really.
are.
He said,
You,
I give her a foot massage
I'm
every night.
not.
He said I give her a foot massage every night, but I
what?
still don't suck the toes.
Oh Lord.
Wow.
It's not a big enough simp. Not a big enough simp.
Hey.
Hey, you know what? You know what? I'm pretty sure there's a guy's community that can help you out.
No, there is probably.
They just don't promote it.
They just don't promote it. It's gonna be a long journey, my guy.
Oh my.
And even though you've admitted fault, they're going to tell you what a fine, upstanding person you are, and how she don't deserve somebody as
Oh,
good as you are.
Mhm.
That depends, Mama. How
Mm-mm.
upstanding are you talking about?
oh Lord.
It doesn't matter. Even though he
Oh, now it
admitted
doesn't
he's the
matter.
one that it's fault, this community that he's going to be able to find. He's going to be able to find a community that'll tell him that he's in the right, she's in the wrong.
Yeah,
So
yeah. You know what? Even like celebrities are now starting podcasts like
that's all I meant.
everywhere. Celebrities, because they're making money. They're on like
Mhm.
streams all the time. They're just streaming. I'm like, wow, okay. So
They
they,
have no
yeah.
choice. Normal
Is that
traditional
what
media is dead.
happened? I'm like, what
Traditional media
happened?
is
Why
dead.
am I watching Nelly at the
Well,
club?
I didn't even know Nelly had something going on. Damn.
Why am I watching Nelly at the club? Like, chill it. Like, it's just, yeah, because the money's in the interaction, right? People want to interact with each other. So that's where the money's at?
Can we get a little bit into what, not to make him a topic, but he says he drinks because he can't keep up with the expectations. So my question is, what as ladies, what would you have to say to other ladies who have expectations that they keep putting on men? Oh, I wish I had a clip for this because I was seeing something earlier today where she said, or the woman said, I've been with my husband. I know he's a good guy. He's busy all day. He's always picking up tools. He's always working on this. He's doing that. He's washing dishes and everything. And I get it if it's like nightfall happens, like after dusk, he and I are together, we're watching TV, whatever. But if it's the daytime and he lays down and he's just chilling, I'm fucking livid with him. Like I feel like as long as the sun is up, he should be doing something. At nighttime, then he can rest. How you ladies feel about that? The expectations, which is why even Carpetona will say, I drink because I can't keep up with the expectations.
To me, it's according. You're with the wrong person. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you're with the wrong person. That's the thing. Like everybody's expectation is different. You know what I mean? So you're just with the wrong person when it comes to that. Like, don't make excuses for drinking Cupcake. That's his. Yeah, I call him Cupcake. Sorry, you all. It's not that I'm calling. You know what I mean? That sounds awful, like I'm insulting him, but his. Yeah, I'm not. See, that's why I come across as a bitch all the time.
No, she's right. Like, listen, when you come home, it should be your safe space. No question. You should come home and feel like I can do whatever I want. This is my home. And for a woman to make you feel
whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
So if I walk into my house after a 12-hour shift, I don't want to hear no noise from you. So did you go pick?
Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah.
Hey,
Okay.
love,
Mm-hmm.
no. Go in that bed and hard shit.
Okay.
And you know what? That's all I want to hear. That's all.
That's it.
That's all
That's
I
all I
hear.
would say. Yeah. I'll nod my head, actually.
See, listen, you heard it from the ladies. You know, if you gotta get away from those unrealistic expectations, apparently you need a better.
Unrealistic, crazy. You know, it's like, come on, right? You want to give people grace. So if he feels like he's stressing, when you're complaining about a person, they're not, obviously they're on your mind, you're still going through your process. But if they're making you develop unhealthy patterns and habits, you gotta love yourself and let it go.
I'm rather in agreement. What's your thoughts, Cam?
I agree with that.
That's
Yeah,
what
you're with the wrong person if you feel like you can't. I don't know. It's just that's a crazy statement that I don't know.
He's mad when he sleeps and he works hard. Like what?
Well, let's just say he works. We don't know if he works hard. He works. We
I've
don't
been
know.
hearing so many wild things. I don't know. A lot of women are fed up because a lot of women do. Well, if a woman knows how to make a home, it's a lot of work, right? To take care
I'll
of a
be honest
home.
with you. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Mhm.
And you guys can feel free to question this among each other, but I'll be the one to say it. Do all women, especially because a lot of women, at least as a guy, a lot of women are not understanding how to secure a man or how to look at a man. So can we even say that by design of that being the case, can the modern woman? Oh my god, I can't believe I just fucking said that. Does the modern woman know how to make a home?
Oh my gosh, yes. I had a guy come into my house and because he was fixing I don't know, he's changing to make it energy efficient. And he was like blown away of my house. And I was like, what? He was like just blown away. He's like, you have a really nice house, right? And I'm like, oh, okay. And it really made me feel special because he was just looking around amazed. Right?
Can I touch that?
And
Can I
I
touch
like
that?
interior design, that's why, right?
Oh
But
yeah, that's great. A homemaker.
okay,
Oh
that's
yeah,
why, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
That
but
you cheated. That's not even
yeah, I
fair.
cheated. I did. I'm good at what I do. But I don't know. That's just my point. I feel like it's either it's in the person or not. And it's so people literally settle for what's available. And they don't realize you have to go outside your realm to find your person sometimes. Or, to find that magical person that you didn't know exists, you know? Because you sat in with the space you're within and then dated the same people. over and over again.
I agree with that.
That is not even relevant. He did ask, was the guy from third world country? You don't need a guy in a third world country to appreciate a good home. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, because remember they're raised with family, right? Here in North,
Hey, are you saying that we're not raised with family? We're saying we're
no,
not
in North
culture?
America,
Yes. There were still plenty
really?
of families. Yes.
It's like shaky ground, family.
Well, it depends on where you live. Do you live in the suburbs? Do you live in the country? Do you live in an
Doesn't
urban
matter. It
area?
doesn't matter.
No, it matters. It matters.
Everything's shaky. Like 1 minute you're on with your family, and the next minute you don't talk to like this cousin, that cousin, this, that.
And let's
I'm
be
not
honest.
saying it doesn't.
Can we just be honest? Even when you say you don't really speak to your cousin, your family, this, that, it normally has very little to do with the family. It has something to do about a very tumultuous situation or politics or religion. It really doesn't have anything to do with the family itself. Oh, sorry. Unless there was some diddling involved.
Yeah, I think it does. I'm just saying they grew up, a lot of third world countries or more cultural countries, they grew up eating dinner together, eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner together. Like I seen it totally different.
Madam, I have seen people who come from a third
Depends
world
on.
country, and I've seen two brothers try to go at it with each other with a damn hatchet.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
I've seen
It's
it.
true. But I just say they're a little bit more closer. They work together a little bit more. You know what I mean? We gotta agree. You know, when we see a company and we see that one culture has taken over that company, you ask, okay, why did that nepotism happen? And it's because their culture helps each other more than other cultures do. You know,
Well, okay.
because
Well,
they're close.
I like that you said that, but I think that's a matter of how do I want to say this?
Family dynamics.
That is a matter of. I don't even think it's a matter of family dynamics. I think it's really just a matter of what you just said, which is culture, because you don't need to be family in order to have culture. You just
Oh,
want to
that's
make
true.
sure that your people, if you want to look at it that way, your people looks out for one another. And I think part of the elevation, the style of what we have here in America, is that get rich or die trying. It's not the same. So people who say like, hey, and I say this all the time on my channel, like everybody's a part of your network. Doesn't matter how rich they are. Doesn't mean if they're the floor buffers, the janitors, whatever. Everyone's a part of your network, because the truth matters that you don't know what you don't know. The person who's sitting here wiping the chalk off your chalkboard might be a fucking nuclear physicist in their country.
Oh, yes.
Treat them with respect.
That's what I'm saying. And that's why I don't understand this whole, when we look at it, our main doctors are from South Asia, top doctors, and these rich people go to these top doctors in China, in India, top engineers in India, China. Trump actually wants people to come over from China and India.
I know, Pat, pass me one of them Indians.
Yeah, because they're intelligent. And, it's like, they are. I work with them.
You say
Intelligence in like they study hard.
You say they're intelligent, but let's be honest, there are a lot of people who come over to here for America, get their quote intelligence, and they go to their countries, right? That doesn't mean that they're just naturally gifted over there, even though I have to say that we don't necessarily keep the best education system from elementary coming up, but the country does invest into its post-secondary education, which is why a lot of people, I mean, not for nothing, you can even look at Kim Jong-un over in fucking North Korea. But where did he go to college? Here.
I forgot he still exists for something. He went to Harvard?
Didn't he go to
Harvard
or Yale?
It's a big school. It might.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Are you sure he didn't get like a doctorate? You know how they give those doctorates?
He has a degree. No. He went to a very big school. It was paid.
Very prestigious. Yep.
That is crazy. Really?
Yes.
I learn something new every day. That's actually
You know what?
baffling. Why did he
No,
what?
let's get the actual stats. I'll look it up right now.
Yeah,
Uh,
because I don't believe it. I kind
oh
of
no,
don't believe it.
he definitely was here, but I'll get to look at what school he was in.
What the heck? Anyway, that's crazy. I don't know why. Yeah.
So he's actually been to several different schools. He was at a military university, looks like in North Korea. Then he went to somewhere in Switzerland.
Oh.
And then from Switzerland, no, I'm going to go to the US. They're just talking about his Switzerland in. Hold up. I mean, I don't see him as a Cambridge kid for sure. I'm just saying, I'm just keeping it a buck. I don't. Let's see. Let me say in America.
Wonder if he paid for it.
No, it was likely his father. His father was alive at the time. I mean, yeah. I mean, most people don't even pay attention to the fact that he has a brother.
Yeah, I did. You know, I totally even forgot about him for a second. I don't know why.
He's got a sister too, doesn't he?
Oh, actually, we're wrong. According to this, there was looks like it's an ABC News thing. He was here in the U.S., but apparently he didn't make it to school.
He's a dictator. I'm like surprised they let him in.
At the time, he was not.
At the time, yeah.
His father was the dictator.
Mm-hmm.
When his father died, then the power transferred to him, and he had to leave. So he was in Switzerland. He came over here. He was going to go to school. He came over here in 2000. He was going to go to school, and then after shit fell, he had to go. He had to go to North Korea, and he became the supreme ruler.
Who was president? Who was president at that time? I wonder.
In 2000.
Yeah. Bush Jr.
Yeah, it was probably Bush.
Bush? I was gonna say it was a Bush. He probably denied him.
He doesn't have any fucking control over what school this man goes to.
Yeah, well, they have control of them coming into the country and getting education. Yes, they do.
But not for people who are rich. Let's be honest. Nepotism is a bitch when it comes to.
Yeah, that's the thing. He paid for it, obviously.
Yeah. So if you can pay for it, they're gonna say, "Yeah, I'm gonna take it." Especially when you're talking
about. That's so unfair. It's so unjust.
Are you really gonna deny the money flowing through, not just from somebody who's rich, but from the leader of another nation? Most people are not gonna turn that money down.
Yes, because all money is not good money.
Money is not good nor bad. It's how people use it.
I understand some people use it as energy and flow, but I realize that all money is not good money. The thief always gets caught. The scammer always gets found out. It doesn't work out when you bend the rules. It comes back to you.
Let me answer. Is the money bad when you pay enough money to get yourself higher on the donor list because you need a transplant?
I get what you're saying. Yeah, I get what you're saying, but that's when it takes a really rare person to be like, whatever's to come to me is to come, to go with the flow.
So is the money bad when I want to spend it on a big booty chick at Emerald City? Is the money bad then? Is it dirty?
Yeah.
I just wanted to know how dirty this money actually is.
Money's dirty.
It's dirty then. You know what? It's not dirty to get myself higher on the donor list, but it is dirty to put that shit between big booty Brenda's fucking ass cheeks. That's when it's dirty. I got you.
I don't know. Men can't handle themselves. Can you guys? Okay.
I just needed to
go back to the topic.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Back to the topic. So, I'm gonna ask you guys because I did say it earlier to Mama, but let me see if I can circle back a little bit for you guys. When it comes to when does support for women, because women claim that they really support each other a lot. But when does the support stop being real for women? Is it only when a guy's involved? Does it strictly happen because another woman's more beautiful than you are? Because according to Mama can feel free to correct me, when it comes to dealing with women with women, you judge each other on appearance, and she added also competency. And it doesn't seem to matter, because whether she's at her peak of competency or she's sitting at her lowest, she's gonna get the level of critique that you're gonna give her. It's like when it comes to just women looking at other women, you're just really big bullies. And I'm going, okay, but then you turn around and say you support each other. Where does that support? Where in there is that support being real? Sorry, I said a lot there.
I was gonna I won't talk too much.
So
Sorry, I had to mute for a minute.
Okay.
I as far as the support, like I'll support anybody that I shouldn't. I don't know how to word this because I shouldn't say anybody because if you don't deserve it, I guess I'm not going to. It's just according to what you're doing. You know what I mean? And when I say that, I don't mean I'm not talking about because of their looks and this and that. I don't do that shit. I don't agree with that. Does it happen? Of course it happens. But I will. I don't know when it stops. I wouldn't stop doing it. Support. I don't know how to even word that shit. It's just according to the situation. I don't know.
Like
I said,
it like varies on every situation.
every situation?
Yeah. I
as
think
far
so.
yeah, because like you know how I'm big about putting like I don't know how else, like putting somebody in check, say, even my friends. Like, I'm not going to support you if you're doing some shady, slimy shit. I'm not that girl.
Okay, you're a real friend then.
Yes, I'm not that girl. And I expect the same in return. Do
Me
not,
too.
yes, I don't like that shit. So if you mean it in that way, hell no, I'm not going to support you if you're in the wrong. I'm not. I don't believe in that shit.
So you're saying that you wouldn't support your long-term friend with cheating on her man with 6'8" the Great?
Support? No. She would know how I felt. She would know. I'm not going to enable shitty behavior. I'm not going to enable her ugly
So
ass behavior.
if she told you, KM, I love my husband, but he just not really measuring up. I've been told you, girl, he's not satisfying me with that limp dick, and 6'8" the Great showed up, and I just need this one time so I can feel whole again. You gonna support me, girl? It's a be our secret. I'll go back to Henry after this, but I just really need to feel like I need to feel loved again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that one time's not going to do it. It's going to happen again. Like, that's bullshit. Like, I'm going to say it all. You know how I am.
I've been seeing a lot of TikToks lately because I don't know. I like information, and a lot of women cheat. I didn't realize so many women cheat on men.
Yeah.
It was actually surprising, and the men videotaping them, catching them. Yeah.
Do
I
you
think
do
that's
you think that's new behavior, or has it always been like that?
I don't
always.
know. I'm not a cheater, so I'm one. It just seems like there were
That's the
so
entire
many.
premise
There
on
were
Ladies'
so
Night.
many women.
Come on
It-
now, that's the entire premise on Ladies' Night.
yeah,
Social media.
probably.
Ladies' Night has been looked at, especially from a lot of guys, is just an additional, a yearly, an additional freaking bachelorette party.
Social media makes it easier for us to be aware of. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. It's just,
Agreed.
yeah, that's all.
I just didn't realize how many. Even when we think about it, remember that couple that got caught on camera at the was it at the Coldplay concert? Right? She was married with kids. She was cheating on her husband. And like I see it at work. I see people and I'm like, are they having an affair? You question it?
It's just the work husband. It's just that you're reading too much into it. Never mind they
Yeah.
leave at the same time. Never mind that he drives her. He's driving her home. They don't always go to the motel. It just
So
takes her a
yes,
little
it
longer to get home
happened.
because they take the scenic route. He doesn't like to get on the highway. You know, he takes every street road. That's what it is.
Yeah, so women are just kind of I don't think we're looked upon as cheaters, in society. And it's
So
like a secret. Hmm?
I'm I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
It's
Who's
okay.
been getting away with it? Who gets away with it easier, men or women? Anyway,
Say it.
who gets
Say it.
forgiven more often? Who gets forgiven more often?
Who gets more sympathy?
Oh no, I got a
Mm-hmm.
bigger question for y'all. Like, it's not who gets away with it more. I want you to answer that too. I want to hear from each of you ladies' voices who gets away with it more, but also who's forgiven more.
I think um, men probably forgive more.
Wait,
Mm.
men forgive more.
Men? Are you
Ooh,
sure?
I
See,
like this. Go ahead. Go
No,
ahead.
me, because
I
there's a
think
lot of
it's
women
the
cheaters.
opposite.
I got you. Wait, by the way, to help go further in this conversation, we got Alexandria coming to the platform. I need to hear men forgive more.
There's a lot of women cheaters. I didn't realize. It was kind of overwhelming watching it.
You think women forgive men easier? Like when I don't know. I just think the men can turn a blind eye easier than a woman with
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm. And when he finds out, he doesn't want to risk everything. You even see it in the videos. Like he's arguing with her, and it's like, he's not saying I'm leaving you, you know? So maybe that's true. I don't know.
Well, the funny part about it, I'll just say this: I have seen more content online. Now, in real life, it might be a different thing. I have seen more content of men forgiving, even though they have their reasons. Some of them say it's for the children. Some people say we haven't really been doing well, but it's for the kids. I've heard a lot of men online give excuses, but I don't really know that they have lasted. So it's very interesting to hear your ladies' positions on this.
Do you ladies disagree with me on that? I'm curious
On what? What did you say? Remind me.
I didn't
about
hear all of what was said
men.
because I was hitting the link.
Wait, one at a time. One at a time. Go ahead, KM.
About as far as is it? I think men forgive easier when it comes to the cheating thing
Oh, yeah.
than.
Okay. I, I don't know.
Yes and no. So
Okay.
Hold up,
when
Alex.
women,
Hold up, Alex. I want to make sure I get you up there because your bounds are a little bit low. Go ahead now.
how about now?
You're golden. Go ahead.
Better?
Yeah,
Oh,
you're good now.
okay. Thank you. Um,
I need
Hmm.
you to help.
and I was being funny. Um, no, so I think men will forgive cheating like the first or second time and then they will leave. I think men love harder. So when a man gets cheated on, he gets hurt more than women do. Like it will really tear a man apart when he gets cheated on, but he will stay because he truly loves the woman. I think a lot of women will deal with cheating longer because they really don't care and they don't want to lose the benefits that they have with a man. Typically, he's providing.
Interesting. Okay.
But here's the thing. Remember, men keep everything to themselves, so it's like a secret.
I mean,
Yeah,
there's a
they do.
reason for that, but
Like men don't come online and say my girl.
The rich
Well,
guy
now they're
cheating all
doing
the
it.
time and the woman doesn't care.
whoa.
That's true. Yeah,
You don't think men come online and say like, yeah, listen, my girl cheated on me?
they're doing it now.
Right.
They've been doing
Exactly.
it for they've been doing it for the past 10 years.
I didn't know it happened that much. That's why I'm kind of shocked.
Well, respectfully, you ladies have had such a long run with media in general that now you guys are just catching wind as to how long men have been online doing this. I mean, let's be honest, some of y'all probably got picked up. Some of you probably got picked up on like say Kevin Samuels or whatever, but this has been happening for a while. It just men didn't really have strong platforms to be on.
Mhm.
So by the time you got to like Kevin Samuels and the Fresh and Fits or whatever, but none of y'all guys were paying attention to like the PUAs, the alpha male strategies, the shit like that.
No,
Like,
I watched a little bit of that. I did. I watched Kevin Samuels like rise up.
sure,
You
but
know,
let me ask you a question. Did you watch him when he started talking to women, or did you catch him when he was already talking to men? Because he was
when
doing
he
it.
was talking to men, and he was talking
A
about
lot of
men.
women did not go
Yeah,
that far. They
and I
didn't go.
agreed with everything he said. Extremely smart man.
How
He.
dare you? You're gonna create.
I have. Hey, you know what? You gotta. I don't know. I don't know, but that's my opinion. But he helped men. That he was kind of the father figure men needed, or that uncle, or. So
Yeah, for some men,
A leader.
like,
a leader, because in this day, he didn't live. See, this is the thing with a lot of these men, they don't live. You have to walk it as you talk it,
Right. So
right?
true.
Because
Right.
eventually,
And
that's why I
Kevin
said good
Samuels did
money,
not do that.
money. hmm all money's not good money. Remember, I said. So he
yeah,
made that money.
I mean, you can't put
Yeah,
it
he
on.
wasn't walk. He got exposed, right? And
Um,
God is
okay.
a God is amazing. He knows when it's time for you to, you know. I don't know. I don't know
God's
his past. I don't
amazing.
know.
I think we.
I don't know his past, so I don't know his history.
No. I was about to say something really, really bad. I ain't gonna do that.
What?
Um,
No, don't
I
say it.
think people make things more special than what it actually is. And I was even saying this on a random live while I was
Mhm,
walking. I was like, a lot of people will pick out the things that they like and they don't like about you. They don't look at the entire thing. And that's why I said some of the people that do the most biggest research and biggest grave digging, if you want to put it that way,
mhm.
are ladies.
Yeah,
You
of
gotta see what
course.
outweighs the other. Yeah. Everybody has flaws.
But a
You know
lot of
why? I'm
people
just gonna say one thing.
don't want to treat men or women. They don't want to treat anyone like they have flaws. I'm thinking about the most recent thing. I'm sorry, but I'm thinking about even the most recent thing that keeps popping up in my fucking algorithm, and I don't care. Is the whole Cheyenne Bryan shit?
Oh
She's
yeah.
she's not a whatever. Doc, schools come up and schools drop. There are people who, but also this. I've said this about myself. There are people who are trained, people who go to school, people whose schools drop and they no longer hold a degree because the school couldn't keep themselves up. There are people who have experience or they read all the same books. There are people who fake being somebody else to go to school to pass the test that they got paid for to
Mhm.
get somebody past the bar. Does that mean that they're not as smart as a lawyer? Of course not.
I don't mind anything about Cheyenne. What's her name? Cheyenne Bryant.
Yeah, Cheyenne Bryan. So when they say like,
Yeah.
"Oh, she's not," and keep in mind, I don't know her fucking record. I don't even really care to be honest. But there's this thing where now we have to make a very distinction about people in general, right? If you have the experience, if you have been beneficial, if you've been helpful, is that more important than if you have the degree? Because here's the truth of the matter.
Well, I have that. See, I'm educated.
No,
I have
but
all of that.
my point is like this: how many of you guys? I don't know. I don't know, ladies. I don't know how many people in the chat as well. How many of you guys looked at Bush Jr. and thought this man was highly educated?
None of them were.
No.
No.
But where did he go to school? Harvard.
Well, you just said it. You just said what? You just said what's his name? Kim Jong Un, right?
So you can
They pay
become
for
a
it.
president, even, right? You can be someone at one of the highest offices in the land, go to a very prominent school, and still be reviewed as one of the largest idiots someone can run across for in that field. So I think there are a
Mhm.
lot of people, your experience, your intention. I'm not even caping for her or whatever the hell guys might be thinking. What I'm saying is that your experience and your ambition and your instinct and your intentions are the most responsible thing. I agree. Look at AOC. Now, I ain't gonna lie, AOC can get it any way she wants. But that's just my personal speaking. Especially with AOC when she was in college. Anyway, that's just me. It's not about me. It's not no guy shit. It's a women shit. There are people who have degrees. So when I'm looking at it, even on the aspect of how we look at each other as men and women, not this strictly a men and women stream, but we've been talking a little bit about that. How we see each other is very important compared to how we want to see people, because a lot of people see a lot of people a particular way. And this is why I said earlier to Love, when I was saying it to you, was we have been conditioned to pick this or that and or black and white when everyone is nuanced. I would never say that if I hear a particular take from you, oh, this is all she ever thinks about. Fuck her. I would never do that. But there are plenty of people online who does that. The same way, I would just say there's got to be more to her, and I need to see more about her to really understand.
Because some people are like that. You have to realize that in this world, some people are exactly like that.
I think some people set themselves up to be
all
like,
they are. This is what they are.
I
And then there's the people who can look at the gray. Some are just black or they're white, and then there's the gray.
I think I think all of us live in the gray. All of us are multitude. I'm not gonna turn around and say, just because you say fuck single mothers, right? I'm not gonna sit there and think about the fact that saying like you're a terrible mom or you must hate your mother. I would never think that. I'm just saying, what made this person think that way? Maybe I need to get a little bit more detail. Maybe I may have to reach out to them personally and have a conversation with them. But I don't think a lot of people look at it that way. A lot of people go, I was offended by her. I was offended by him. And I'm going to say, this is them and that's it. They are now my sworn enemy. And they don't really have any context outside of a short meeting with what you say.
Welcome to social media.
I agree. And my part of what I do on my channel is we break down narratives and talking points because too many people are indoctrinated.
Well, it's a deep talk because I feel like a lot of people are confused because of social media, because they've found comfort in it. And when you're comfortable, you don't want to move, And so in order to move on from social media or move on from other people's opinion, it just time needs to pass. Because eventually all the trolling and all that stuff, they're gonna get tired or they're gonna get older. A lot of them are children too. So I just say, hey, don't let it get to you. That's why I feel like you have to not have too much social media. There's a limit. You use it to survive because this world's so isolated. We're so isolated. So,
You think the world is, you know what? There might be something too that we might have to dive into at some point. But do you believe the world is so isolated, even though social media has brought more people together than ever before?
Someone else can answer.
I mean, that's for anyone, all the ladies here.
I don't see us as isolated anymore. I think social media is ruining it. Yeah, I think, we can't even eat as a family anymore without cell phones in our hands.
Funny thing, I say that we are, me specifically, I think we could use a little bit more privacy in our lives.
I agree.
I don't even have social media. I only have YouTube. I've never had social media. Never. I never signed up for Instagram, never signed up for YouTube, whatever Facebook. Yeah, because I like privacy.
But not very many people can say that. That's the thing. Not very many people can say that. It's a shame, actually.
Yeah, because you know what? You're just making yourself upset. Those are thoughts. People put thoughts in your head that you don't realize repeats over and over again. and you think about it. You think about it when you sleep. You think about it a few days later, and it's toxic. It's not like people are spreading good things; they're spreading hate and misinformation. And yeah, everyone has an opinion, and that's the great thing about North America, America. We all have our opinions, and we can share it, and that's what these things are for. But there's toxic people. What can you do? But yeah, and that's why I don't want like men. That's what I'm saying. Like men will just judge all women to be the same. You know, I know there's a lot of women who are. I don't even know what to classify them as, but men have the same group of men who are the same. You know, it's just people.
Right.
Mhm.
I think humans are bad about that, not
Yeah, it's
necessarily.
just we're humans. Yeah.
Right. Hmm. Yeah.
I
So
think I think uh I think if you're heavily active on social media, you're isolating yourself. There's
Interesting. Can you
yes.
expand on that? That's a very interesting take.
yes, that's it.
Well, humans were meant to interact with each other, not just talk to each other, but um, physical contact, eyeball to eyeball contact, body it's but if you can sit at home, you can be on social media, you can talk to people, you can be whoever you want to be on social media. You don't have to show your real self, you can be your real self, but you're not out there honestly interacting with people. And we gain so much knowledge from all of the different aspects of um, social interaction. If we look a certain way, um, or dress a certain way, hell, maybe you only take a bath once a month because you live off in the boonies somewhere. You don't have running water and there's no creek nearby. So people aren't going to get close to you if you're stinky. But you can sit at home in your own living room and still talk to people and not have to deal with all of the actual social physical interactions that you have to if you get out into public. And I think being in public teaches you things, it teaches you lessons, it teaches you um, that you can't just be rude or inconsiderate. Um, you can't just always run away from things that you're uncomfortable with.
Right.
That's so real.
Because you have to address it because it is in person, in public, or whatever. You're
Yep.
not
That
behind a
is so
screen.
real. That's like, yeah, that's honesty.
Hmm. You can wear a mask online. Yeah, I got what you're saying. That makes sense, actually.
Yeah.
But I remember going out and we would be out there dancing. It was like, and no one had a phone. It was just
Hmm.
there. It just felt, it was just different. I don't know how to explain it. You
Yeah.
would actually just do things together. And I don't know. Now it's like so hard to like
Hmm.
make plans.
Right.
Yeah, it's different. So yeah, social media has the good and the bad, I find.
You got to set your boundaries when it comes to that. I got to take my breaks. I know.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm on here too much and then I realize I'm like, oh shit, it's time for me to take a break because I'm
Yeah.
just not ready. Like I said, people sometimes, I just don't want to people.
Yeah. Peopling is hard. It's just, there's
But
a
do you
skill
think
set.
it's
There's
but
a
do you think
skill
it's
set.
making us antisocial?
I
The
think
social
so. I think so.
Yep. That's
So look how much we hate people.
right. Well, people just are so, it's the whole, like the wench said about they can do this and that online, but I'll be damned if you do that in person, there might be a different outcome. So I get that. It probably is
Mm-hmm.
ruining us, to be honest. Yeah.
Yep. Well, I mean, look at all we do online. You can shop online. You can have it delivered to your door. Um, things, things that many of us never had the option of doing that before. You had to get up early on Saturday morning. You had to take a bath. You had to get dressed. You had to go out in public. You had to do your own shopping. You had to go to school once in a while and check on your kids. You had to uh, well, I grew up in the mountains of Appalachia, and we didn't always have phones, and well, most of us didn't have phones. We didn't have TVs. You had to get out. You had to interact. You had to go check on people.
You had smoke signals. We get it.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, you know what? We used to just watch TV shows as a family.
yeah,
We used to watch Married with Children.
Full House.
Yeah,
yeah,
and we watched it together, and that was it. And then we're outside.
yeah.
I don't know.
And we don't even have to do that anymore. I mean, look at most households. Everybody either has a laptop computer,
Mhm.
a phone with Wi-Fi connections, a
Mhm.
TV in their own room. I know people with TVs in their bathrooms.
Right.
Everybody can
That's
isolate
too
themselves.
much.
They can go to their own corner of the house and do whatever they want to do. So if you have an entire family that does that every evening, that's their evening thing to do, then
Well,
how can they know, how can they make the real connections
Mhm.
within that family to know how to be a family, and that carries on in
Yes.
the rest of life.
I
Mhm.
agree, Mama. But
Mhm.
doesn't that come down to the two heads of home as to how they want the family structure to be, which is the father and the mother? If you allow your kids to run on like this, and you're not thinking about the family structure, this is kind of like it's kind of on those two people. If it's
Mhm.
very, let's just say, if the father is someone who works all the time, or even the mother who works all the time, and the only time that questions, concerns, hearing about the other person's day is during dinner time. This is something that
Mhm.
needs to be instituted by those people. If you allow your children to leave, to eat in their room, to always be
Mhm.
family night, watching something, watching a movie together. Fuck even watching something, because I'm a person that I like activity. I don't even like the caring of watching. Game night, whatever the hell that
Right.
is, whether it's video game, whether it's fucking Uno, whether it's piggy pack, whether it's a Jenga, whatever. But there needs to be that thing that falls on the parents in the
I
day.
agree. I agree. And that's what I meant, like the boundaries.
Well,
It is on us at the end of the day. Like social media, like the internet is a good thing because it can be, we can learn. We need it. We can't live without it. We need to move forward in life. I get that. So it is up to you as each person, you know what I mean, to set the boundaries and be like, okay, I need to go touch grass, as we always say, go touch grass, go do this and that. Do your family night. Put the phones
mhm.
down. Yeah.
But when family night, and I'll speak, I may not know what I'm talking about here, but when family night has always been like that, you're raising a generation of kids that's perfectly normal. So what do we tell those kids that that's not normal? That ain't normal.
I
Oh,
like this being brought
I
by Carpal Tunnel. He says Right answers and wrong answers are easy to find, but imagination is gone forever. And I, not for nothing, as parents, I think that imagination starts with us. Yes, kids develop it over time, but it starts with us. Like the reading time, the look at that, the I spy, the all that different shit.
I spy.
Mhm.
Yes.
Well, my daughter's just turned a teenager, and it's like you can't help it. These kids. Well, she wasn't like one of those. What do we call those? Laptop, not laptop. What
iPad
do you
kids.
call it? iPad kids. Yeah, she was never that. And but she became a teenager,
Good
and
for
that's
you.
what they do. Oh, none of my. I have two kids, and none of them. My daughter's out really. She's not really old, but um, they're both. Yeah, they were both raised intentionally. I tried my best. I wasn't perfect, but you have to.
Well,
Yeah, hmm? Go
you were
ahead.
a conscientious mom. You were a conscientious mom, and we have conscientious dads out there too. Um, I I I think my biggest eye opener to that was it's been many years ago, but we had let our two youngest daughters get cell phones, which we were so opposed to. We did not want cell phones in our house, but we gave in and we let the girls get the cell phones. And I don't know how much time lapsed, but we were all sitting in the living room one day and the girls were on their phones. And I don't even know what caused me to ask or whatever. I think I asked them who they were talking to. And they said, we're talking to each other. And I'm like, what the hell? What do you mean
Oh
you're
my.
talking to each other? One of you's on one side of the couch, the other one of you is on the other side of the couch. Put the damn phones down and talk to each other.
Right.
And
You know what I think is? Oh,
this
go ahead.
light went off in my head, and it was like they're not even talking. They Yeah, they're talking, but they're not interacting. They're looking at their phones. So they're not seeing how the other one is reacting to what this and I have no idea what they were talking about, but it took the phones away. But
Interesting, very interesting. Alex, what do you have to say about that?
All this has me thinking, you know what I think is crazy is we like what technology and social media and just the internet has done. Like we now live in a time where people talk and interact in person less than they ever have. Yet we live in a time where we're typically at home. Yet we don't even talk to each other. Like it used to
Yeah.
be, mom and dad were at work and the kids would be out riding bikes or rollerblading or whatever. Like the kids are at home on the computer or on the video game. The parents can work from home. Like we're all right there in the house, yet we talk less than I feel like humans ever have.
And that's on us. Like that's the thing is we're not setting boundaries like we should. It's a good thing, to have internet, Wi-Fi, all that. But yeah, that's on us. Like shame on us, to be honest.
Hmm.
But you're right, Alex.
They knew what they're doing. Now they know we're addicted, so now power and control can take over. And yeah, here's the thing: the children need to learn how to use the computer now, right? Because when they grow up, they're dealing with AI, they're dealing with math and technology. So it's like you can't leave them confused and destitute because they need to learn how to work technology to get into the field.
Yeah, we
So
can't leave them behind. That's for sure. I
yeah, you
agree.
can't leave it. Yeah. So
Yeah, and
it's
now
like,
they all get
oh, go
now
ahead.
they all get Chromebooks assigned to them in school. Like when we were in school, we got like books assigned and we had the computer lab and we could have time in the computer lab. Now they all just get a Chromebook. Like it's just
Yeah,
a
I
thing.
remember that. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
mhm,
Everything's
mhm.
just over with. Yeah. They just want basically people who think the same, dress the same, look the same. It's like, right? And you see it online. I see with my daughter, they all want to buy the same products. It was like the same in back in the day, but it was more
Right.
free spirit. It wasn't so expensive and like high end. It was, but it wasn't.
So
It was just so much pressure for these kids. So I feel bad for them in a way.
so is it so if you're isolating yourself through technology inside the house, is it any wonder that we're isolating ourselves outside the house too?
Yeah, we should be
And
out
are
partying.
and aren't couples doing that to each I
What do
don't
you
know if
mean?
you should be out partying or not. I guess it's your definition of whatever partying is. But if you see that interaction happening inside the family, isn't it also happening between the two adults in the family, the man and the woman? And how are they learning to communicate with each other if they're spending their free time because they're tired or they just don't feel like dealing with anybody? And they're sitting on separate ends of the couch on social media, not talking about, hey, you promised that you were going to get the grass done so we could go to this family shindig this weekend. We need to get
Yeah,
out and get that done so we can go do this other thing.
I feel like the
So
internet and social
isn't
media
it
totally has
breaking?
broken up the family.
Yeah,
Sorry.
they are. Life shouldn't be so much pressure. Just I feel like you should just go with the flow.
right. It's because of each, whoever, to each their own, but it's what you allow. You allow it to be a lot of pressure on you. Not you, but people.
Hmm.
So yeah. I can't I just go with the flow for the most part, but I don't follow the herd either. I'm not one of those. I just can't. So just because something's cool, I'm not going to do it. Like I never have. Even as a kid, I wasn't like that. I was weird, I guess.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Let
Yeah.
me ask
That's
you
what men
ladies.
need to
Like that
realize.
myself.
There's women like this. See,
Well,
there's women like this.
let me ask you a question. Question to you ladies, because I don't see enough spaces when it comes to women coming together and agreeing or having conversations with one another, unless it's like some psychiatric channel or I dare I say it, cooking, or if it's man bashing, right? What would women actually have to change if they wanted to see better spaces for women? It's a question in my mind because I just don't
Oh,
see
that's like
enough
a deep
They need
content
to
question.
quit.
spaces for women.
They need to quit being so jealous of each other and competing with each other. Like we're all different is the thing. We
Thank you.
are.
I agree. Listen, ladies, I agree. KM, I love the fact you say I agree. The
You
the
notice,
thing
like
the
when you
thing
say
is,
something.
the thing is, and I'll let you go right after this to love. The thing is, it's like the old Gandhi saying, like if you want to see change, sometimes you need to be the change in order to see it in the world. If you don't see what you're looking at, you have to be the change. So why are we not doing that? Not we. Why are you ladies are not doing that as women?
You want to say you got your dress on, Resla?
I pause myself. I pause myself.
Well, I was about to say, like, women have to like one up you. It's like you say something and they're just like they have to like somehow one up you in that. And it's just like just accept it, you
Yeah, I
know?
think men are like that, like the pissing contest all the time. But I get
Men
what you're
too.
saying. Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know. I think there are plenty places for women to talk, and there's lots of communities where women talk and they get along. Like for me, for one, I'm really into body care. So like on YouTube, I watch videos where people talk about body care and like show new things that are coming out. And then they will do lives and we'll all be in there talking or talking in the comments. Like,
Because
I don't
I
know. I
feel
guess it depends on what they're into.
because I feel like yeah, it's a healthy space.
Well,
Like
here's
if
the thing about that, Alex. I've seen I've seen women talk about the whole body care, look care, and if that same woman goes to a goddamn funeral, right? I know, right, sis, you right now, you in your grief. You in your grief. And I'll say, but look at the fit of what you're wearing, girl. What's the link? This bitch is grieving. She's grieving. You talking about where's the link?
Why?
What the fuck are we doing here? You
What do you
looking
mean?
cute in
Where's the
that
link?
outfit. She's at a funeral.
Those are certain type of girls. Like,
Right.
like I said, you have to travel outside your vicinity and realize there's all types of women out there who think differently and don't wear certain things and post it. And
But
but
I don't think. Go ahead.
no. I really didn't have nothing else to say. Just-
I don't think there will ever be like large groups of women though where they talk and they get along because women just aren't set up that way. Like, I mean, I've
mm,
seen it with, like, I have my best friend and I know she has my back and I have hers, but other than that, I just don't mess with women because I was recently in a Discord with a bunch of women and it ended up being drama. It ended up being people talking about each other and there being problems. And I think anytime you have a bunch of women around each other, whether it's a friend group with 5 different friends or a Discord with 100 people, women, it's just going to be drama because women just like to gossip.
I
And
like that
then
you said that, Alex. So let me ask you, ladies, this: is a community all about? Because I think I see it differently, and I'm hearing what they just saying, especially when you just said Alex. But I guess this is the perspective that we need to look at between maybe how I look at it as a guy versus how you ladies might looking at it. Is a community all about agreeing with each other, or is a community about understanding what the true nature of what the community is about, what the problem is about?
We can always agree. We should be able to agree to disagree. Like I don't mind. I don't have to agree. I don't want everybody to agree with me. Like that's what makes the world go round. We have, opinions. We don't have to agree all the time. I don't agree. Yeah.
I'm in my mind, period. I'm just thinking like if we have like, so let's just say if this wasn't a YouTube thing, if this was a Reddit forum, we know what Reddit is, but if there's different blogs, right? And this one is about the distinguishing between men and women in a particular subject, or this one's about baby mama drama, or this one's about good, healthy baby mama relationships, or about whatever. The community that you're joining in should be one that's based in the very thing that you're going into, which means that if I have a conversation with ladies on a ladies' night and say we're talking about healthy baby raising, right? And I have women up here, I have you ladies up here, and you're talking about whether you are a mother or you are a soon to be or you're a wishing to be mother, and having a conversation, that should be the conversation. But
Yeah.
I
Whatever you're
think
interested in.
I think there are so many people that come in with outside shit that has nothing not to say it doesn't having nothing to do with, but it's not really part of the conversation. So maybe the conversation we're having is like baby making, right? For those who had, those who are preparing, those who are in it, and those who wish to. And there'll be someone to say, "Hey, I just want to come in here and just say, I understand there are women who want to have kids, who had kids, who are preparing to have kids, and are currently pregnant. But stop letting these men nut in you." And it's like, why are you here? Why?
But that's when
um,
you exit and go to the next place or whatever. But that's going to
But
happen
they don't
anywhere.
exit, KM. They don't exit.
yeah,
You
no,
just
I just go through chat rooms and like I got blocked because some women see that I have my own opinion or men, whoever, and they just don't like it. People just don't like when you disagree and bring up valid points that they can't disagree with. And so when you can't disagree with a valid point, you just get mad and some people will insult you or block you or start arguments, because it's just out of jealousy. This
Right.
world is full of jealousy. It's
They're
over.
so insecure. That's the thing. Yeah.
You can't have you can't have an opinion and like it be okay. My opinion is actually makes sense, and yours not. We're not saying your opinion doesn't matter, but
Mhm.
as soon as you say something they don't like, it's like bam.
Absolutely. I've seen it a lot. And again, I'm going to bring it back to that humans. That's what we do.
It's so
I don't know why.
unhealthy.
It is. It is very.
I mean, just
I
imagine
think
it.
people forget or
I mean,
forgot how to argue. And I don't mean that in a,
you're right. You're
I'm not
right.
saying arguing, cussing each other and calling each other, talking about your looks, like attack their character, what they're doing, not what they look like. And I think people forgot how to argue, how to disagree, I
Civil
guess you could say.
discourse. Yes,
I
Yeah.
I
I
agree.
wanted to be a lawyer, and I love that.
Oh,
I took
you
a lot
too.
of debating classes. So I love facts.
Oh, listen.
Yeah, I
Oh,
love
look,
facts,
you hear
and
her? She's the opposite of me, folks. She's
I'm
she's
a
the
nerd.
opposite gender of me.
Yeah.
Huh?
That's a,
Why?
yeah.
No, I collect data from everywhere. People's perspective, information, statistics,
Oh, she's the
and
female
just
me, folks. You hear this?
observing people. So it's just, yeah, some people are like that. They just like to observe and they like to discord. They like to talk about it. But there's some people who are ignorant and they get on and they let their ego just take over and they just want to say go all black or go all white.
Mhm. I love that you women are in here and you're talking about how you're soon to be's and everything.
Is
But I just
Russell
want to let
talking?
you guys
Is he on
know
mute?
your pH balance is all fucked up because you let these men. It's like, oh my god.
Oh, I'm abstinent. I've been for years.
Yeah, you could say abstinent, and there are plenty of people who say, "Well, she's probably sold a bit."
I don't know what that means. All I know is this: I stopped giving my body to people, anyone, men. I don't. I'm not. Yeah, it's kind
You
of
say
gross to me.
what?
Actually, it became gross to me, so that's kind of scary.
Wait, what became gross to you? You mean sex became gross to you?
Yeah, with strangers.
Oh, you said strangers. I mean
Well,
sex.
how long do you have to? I feel like you have to know a person for years before you give. Maybe a year or two.
Wait,
Maybe a year or two.
huh?
Yeah,
Okay, this is just a.
yeah. Think about it. It's so intimate.
No,
Okay.
I thought about it. It's definitely not years for sure. Uh,
Well,
I, I honestly,
I do. A year.
the way I look at it is like
A
honestly,
year
like
with a marriage proposal? I don't know.
I
It's just so intimate. And people just
honestly,
take it so
I
casually.
don't know how long you think you're going to be alive. Like you don't
Like,
have all the time in the world. And I don't mean the whole geriatric. No, as a human being, like you don't know when God's gonna call you home, and you don't have all the time in the world to decide when you even want to have kids in general. So the ideal that I'm just gonna take my sweet time, thinking that the world will just wait for you, as if somehow the world cares about you. Because I say this all the time, the
oh, I
world,
have my kids. I
yeah, like
have my kids.
like the world doesn't owe
I'm not having
anyone
any more.
understanding. It doesn't matter about if you froze your eggs or whatever. The world doesn't owe you an
No, I
understanding.
could still get pregnant. But the point is,
Again, there are lots of people who believe they're the exception to the rule, but you
I
will
don't know.
quickly
I
learn,
don't know.
even through by Newton's law, that the world does not care. The world doesn't care. It
I don't
doesn't.
know. I
It
just
won't
think
guarantee you anything.
I don't know. I think if you believe it's gonna happen, it will happen.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah. The planet does not care about manifestation.
Uh
I tell you what the world. I tell you what the world does care about: manifest destiny. But it doesn't care about manifestations. It doesn't care about the stars and the moons and the skies and the astrological signs and
no, I don't
your
believe in
wishes and your
that.
dreams. It does
I
not care.
believe but no, I believe what you train your brain to think, you can develop. That's what
You
manifestation is.
you
But
can
we
say
use
that.
these magical words, but
You
it
can
really
say
is
that,
just
but there's
training
also
your
a
brain.
saying of this: what you chase escapes.
You don't have to chase it. But you have
You're
to train.
manifesting.
You have to
You're
train
thinking
your
it.
brain. Discipline. Here's the thing: people don't realize how discipline matters.
Well, there's a difference between discipline and your reticular activating system. When you want something, you start seeing it everywhere. That doesn't mean it's going to happen for you.
Well, that's just going off another part of your brain where it's kind of like a lustful thing, right?
Yeah. You say, I want to see, I want kids in my future, and all of a sudden now they've always been there, by the way, but now all of a sudden you see so many women that are pregnant. You're like, my time is coming. The same way how guys turn around and say, I want to be rich and I want to drive. I want to have a Camaro, and all of a sudden you start seeing it everywhere you go. They've always been there, but now you're focused on it. Like, it doesn't mean that you're gonna get it because you're seeing it.
I don't know if I fully believe in that. I feel
Well,
like we live. I feel like we live past lives, so
do,
everyone's met each other
oh,
already.
now we're
Yeah,
doing
I do. I do.
reincarnations.
No, not
Jesus.
reincarnation, but you kind of imagined your future when you were younger. You dreamt about your future.
Not everyone did. I say this even for myself. For earliest parts when I had our preschool teachers asked me, "What do you want to be when you grew up?" And I said, "I don't know." And I've held that position
But
not
that's
because I
different.
wanted to.
That's someone trying to imply something on you. I'm
No.
talking about
It's you feel weird when everybody around you is going, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a lawyer, I want to be what
okay,
my
but I want
mom
to
is,
ask you a question
is
right now.
whatever. But when people ask me and I'm like, I don't know, and I give the most ambiguous answer to adults, by the way. Not that they can explain to me as a child. When I just say happy, how do they know? How do they know my idea of happy is not just eating Chef Boyardee every night?
Okay, so that's what you thought about. I'm asking you as a child, what did you think about your future? Doesn't
I
matter what it is.
I didn't think about my future. I didn't really
Okay,
have
so
a
that's a
concept
factor.
of the
Okay,
future.
okay, so
I
that's a
didn't I didn't
factor.
think I didn't think about my future until I was perhaps in my late stages of junior high school. And even when I thought about that, I still didn't know what I want to do. I didn't know what I wanted
That's
to be. I
typical.
just knew
That's
that
normal.
I just said I want to do something. Saying I want to do something doesn't mean I have a future laid out for myself.
No,
Being
that's
at
usually typical.
13, 14 doesn't mean you want to know what you want to do because you really don't have any concept of time. And the problem that I'm having, or right, I'm having and I'm seeing and I'm hearing from so many adults, right, is that they still don't understand the passing of time. They're still like, oh, I'll figure it out when I'm like, like 2000. You're not going to make it anywhere close to that.
No, a lot of people, that's so false. A lot of people find out who they are or heal who they are when they're older and start their career. We just don't think about it. We just think, oh, we just see what the society tells us is the way to make live a living and an image.
So even something that Bleed Blind Furry says, he says, your confusion and your indecision are all the same. And I agree. You have to make this because you cannot. The one thing about all of us is that we can't hit the undo button. We can go back, and I say this about people when they're walking their roads. We make continuous decisions to walk the roads that we're gonna, and our different roads are gonna lead us different places. Now you can stop whenever you don't like the road you are, and you're gonna have to walk backwards. But when you walk backwards, you're not gonna get younger. You're gonna continue that path, still growing, till you get back to that fork in the road, and now you can make the left or you can make the right, and you're still gonna age going down that road. You don't get to just undo and then move forward. And I think a lot of people just believe that I could just undo this and I'm going to be exactly where I was and I can now make the new path. That's not the way how the world works.
Okay, doomsday. I feel like the older I get, it's like the better I get, to tell you the truth.
No, it's the older you get, the wiser you get. It doesn't mean it's the
Okay, and
better
that's
you
way
get.
better than anything else in this fraudulent
And
world.
I love the fact that you say that.
I don't
But
care
as
about
someone who's
their
dealt with so many
image. I can care what they have to say. I'm glad I'm getting older
that
because I'm
no,
getting
and
smarter.
this is what I say. Age, you earn that. You earn it. No one is guaranteed to get that old. Like even when I have young people who I train in business, and they go, "Oh, when I'm your age, I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna be this." And I'm like, if you make it, the world doesn't guarantee that you're gonna make it my age. I'm privileged to make it this far. I'm
Exactly.
privileged. I earned this. I don't mind
Everything has
being my
happened
age.
in everything. Yeah, you gotta love your age.
Right, right. But there are so many people that believe like it's guaranteed to be for them. Like, and then because there's such a disparity, a dissociation when it comes to age, right? They think they're gonna. I know when I'm gonna be 77. Who said you're gonna make it there?
Yeah, but here's the thing. We all know that, but why think that? Every day, just think, hey, I'm
People are
gonna.
living with guarantees in their life that they made up. No one made up for them. I know a 26-year-old who died from a heart attack.
Yeah.
But they had so much
Where's
life.
everyone else?
They had
Yeah,
so much life. How could they die from a heart attack?
I don't think
I'm in my
so.
40s, by the way. I'm in my 40s.
Are you?
Never experienced a heart attack. And I
Yeah,
hope to keep that way.
I know people who have. I know people who passed it in their 40s, early 40s.
So when I say things like life doesn't guarantee you anything, you got to make the best of it because this is not a dress rehearsal. This is not a, okay, now we going to go action. It's not the way it is. And I try to say that to so many people because there are people who I run across, who I train or who I work with, who are going into their retirement years. And there are people who are just getting started in their lives who believe that they should have something. Honestly, there are people who are doing content who believe like, oh, if I start content within a week or two, within a month, I should be a rising star because I just think what I'm doing is so great. And I go, that's not the way how the world works.
Hey, I here's the thing. I am such an optimistic person, and I know I was supposed to be a star. Long story, but there's some people
Supposed to
who
be?
there's some people who are actually stars. There are, and they make it.
You're right. Some of them are
They're
called porn stars.
Ah, yeah, funny.
A mattress actress.
Well, no, but there's people, and usually the funniest people I notice, or or the people who are so charismatic, they're just so afraid to do it, you know, because they got hate. Here's the thing, you know what it is? The funny person who's charismatic, can't say the word, and like the person with the good heart, they got trashed on their whole life, most times. And so when it's time for them to shine, they're scared to. They're scared to put themselves out there.
I mean, I hear you. I understand that. But
They're so
there's a thing
dramatic.
that people need to do. Um, and all of us. Regardless, it's almost to the point where you have to be looked at as being insane or stupid. It's persistence. It's being hard headed. And
Yeah.
at some point, a lot of us become sensible. And because of that, we decide to stop. And I think there's really just, it takes the person who says, like, this is what I'm going to do and there's nothing else. But there are so many people to this day and age who still don't know what they want to do. I congratulate or I say, who the fuck is this actor or actress? And they got started in their 40s. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Because the majority of Hollywood will say, if you didn't get started as a child or you didn't get started in your 20s, you can't be an actress. If you got grade, you can't be an actress. You can only play the daughter, the father, or the grandmother, or whatever, or the grandfather, or whatever. And that's not true.
Well, we know it because we see the movies and stuff. Those are older people who decided to act.
Well, but there are people who we never seen before who are in their 30s getting started in acting, and they're playing the superheroes. They're playing not the doctor. They're playing the action star. We don't have any other previous catalogs of them because time is showing that you can. He's a great example. I forget the actor's name, not the actor. There's a guy He
True.
literally was not. He didn't go to school. He didn't become a model or something like that. He was just on the street. He was already like 36 or whatever when and somebody walked him and said like, "Yo, you act or whatever. You went to school, whatever." None of that shit. He had the personality. He had a good talk. He had a great positive, and people was like, "I think you would be really good." He got put onto a fashion week. He was way out of his depth. People who have been in it for so long, models, male and female, they understood the clothing. He's like, I don't even know what the fuck I was putting on. They were just throwing. First time in my life as a guy. First time in my life, I got makeup put on me. I didn't know what the fuck. I was sitting in my mind. What would my mother think? What would my sister think? What would my friends think? Like, people are gonna look at me differently? And you know what? He killed it on that fucking stage.
He's modeling. Like,
He was
okay, so
first
when I was
time,
in high
first time
school,
model in his 30s. First time
yeah.
model.
Well,
And
here, when I
guess
was
what?
in my third, when I was in high school, I had scouts come out. I don't know where the hell, because I took drama and I took debate and I took a lot of marketing class in high school.
You
And I
got
was like
lucky.
I was top of my class. And so I don't know, out of nowhere, I was in drama class. I did a lot of drama. And out of nowhere, scouts came and they were like, we want you to go to School of Arts, right? And they persistently hounded my mother, but she wouldn't sign the papers for me to go, right? And I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize what it was until I was older. And I was like, what? They were like in New York, but my mom didn't let me go. Yeah,
So
it's
I
crazy,
love that. There's so many people who have stories like that. Like, not for nothing.
crazy.
I was in school. I
But
went
I've
to
been
a
around a lot of famous people. Here's the thing.
yeah,
Famous people are
same,
drawn to me.
same.
Crazy stuff, right? So I know I have the personality. I'm extremely hilarious. I know who I am. You have to know who you are. I'm not, I learned, okay, I know who I am and I know I've been held back. A lot of people's destinies have been stolen in a way. Not stolen destinies. I don't think that can happen, but people will marry you and take your life, take your destiny. So I know that's possible. I know there's people who are out there and they're stars, but they just never got that recognition somehow, or it was taken away from them, or they made the wrong decision, or they hung out with the wrong people. I had a lot of people trying to take me down as a, you know, I'm, a- I was so attractive as a young girl, younger woman, and I had a lot of women try to just take me down, but I didn't realize because I was so naive and happy, you know, and just take me down, and I had so many opportunities. So I know there's people out there who just literally been through the ringer, had opportunities that got taken away, or, and then they end up giving up, you know? So I understand it.
I get that. Um, I really do. I get that a lot. You got even poached by like not even poached, but like you've been approached by talent stars. Like I got
Yeah.
approached by people who wanted porn, and I was just like,
Oh,
no, it's happened twice.
where are
When
you
I
in LA? Where are you?
no here in New York in uni.
Oh, you're in
And
New York?
yeah, I'm in New York.
Okay, okay.
And I got approached first time with some weird person that just walked up and kind of like handed out
Well,
like
New
a
York is wild.
like just walked up and handed a card.
Translate.
But
Uh,
the second time was actually it was actually in an Irish pub, and a guy was like, I'm like, hey, that's
no,
not
no, some people get
for me.
approached easily. I do all the time. Doesn't matter the race, doesn't matter anything.
I I do as well. I get approached, and I'm just
What's
like,
your zodiac sign?
I'm a Pisces,
Oh no, stay away.
and not for nothing. You say that,
No,
but
you
then
guys
ways
are the best people in the
you
world.
say that, but then ways be pushing
Oh,
you.
my best friend, my daughter's a Pisces too.
Yeah,
She's the sweetest person
stay
in the
away,
world.
but you know what? You love us in the
I
day.
do. I really do. I really do. We laugh. We have the same personality. Me, Pisces. Although I'm totally crazy.
I could
Pisces
tell.
and
I could tell we had the same personality. When you told me what you do, I was like, "Oh, wait. We both
yeah,
have the
yeah.
same interest and the same thing we do,
I think
the
we
same way
all
we
on this
approach
chat.
things."
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no. And it's crazy. It's like, okay, who cares? Because I'm very introverted. I don't go out. I used to go out, but
Hey, Lord.
to have people to talk to is great and who kind of think the same, instead of being combative, which is so annoying. You talk to people, they're just fighting every word you're saying. So it's kind of cool. And it's like, it's anxiety. It gives you anxiety because it's like, wow, okay, everyone's just getting along. But you have to suck it in,
I
accept the
feel
good
like that.
stuff.
I feel like that at times, especially when I'm out with some of my friends. Funny enough, like the majority of my friends are somewhere close to being Virgos. Like if they're not Virgos,
I
they're
love
like
it.
somewhere around that area. Like they're in the lower part of the year. And when we're out or whatever, and I'm like, oh, they're like, yeah, I can see he's at his limit right now. He's at his limit when it comes to people. Like, oh my god! And it was like, oh, what's going? Hey, where Wrestler at? I want to talk to me. Like, just give him a moment. Give him a moment. So even a lot of people when I'm here online, a lot of people look at me and they say like, oh, he's very, he's extroverted. And I'm like, no. A lot of times when I talk to people, for me to not be so deep in my head, I drink. But because I drink. But because I drink, people think like, oh, this nigga drunk all the time. But I be running circles around them. I'm like, I'm not drunk because I drink. I drink
Do you
just so
know
I
that?
don't. I drink so I don't have to tell you everything about what I'm really fucking thinking.
Like, okay, do you know that high politicians, what they go around and they go into their business clubs and hotels, they sit around and negotiate over drinks, you
Yeah,
know?
wait, over drinks, and I've done this as myself. We do it in strip clubs
Okay.
because
But
we want a relaxed atmosphere. So
yeah,
women food, and believe it or not, strip clubs have really good food. With women, strip clubs, and drinks really opens people up to be able to have a conversation.
strip clubs?
You don't want to take someone to a freaking to a I don't know a regular little fucking freaking dinner where it's quiet, you can hear people thinking, there's not much distractions, and everybody's still on their guard. You want to lower their guard. Hey, let's get some drinks in. Before we, oh yeah, I want to talk to you about that thing, what's going on. Before we do that, hey, let's take down some shots.
Hey, I'm that type of girl. I'm
That's what
very
we do.
relaxed. Yeah, I'm very relaxed. So I understand. Did the other lady leave?
Uh, KM had something going on, and she had to dip for a bit, and then there was a bit of an audio issue with
Yeah. No, but I'm totally that type of girl. I just go with the flow. I have fun. I'm not like stuck up. I don't like hanging around with stuck up people. Yeah.
I get it. I get it. And hopefully we can have
I'm very
the
I'm very like okay, like I'm from I don't really like telling my city, but I'm very close to New York, so I kinda understand the vibe. And
she probably
I'm
just
very
said Philly girl.
multicultural.
She probably just said she's
Yeah.
a Philly girl.
Oh no, I'm not Philly at all. Uh, but you know what I mean? Like, here's the thing. That's why I don't like when guys judge women because it's like, oh my gosh, I actually know some really beautiful women. And I know some of them are pretentious because it's like, okay, you do a lot, but you're so fake in a way, you know? And, but also, I don't know a lot of good women, but I know there is. I know a few, who do a lot for people. And I know I'm a good woman. So if I'm a good woman, I know there's other good women, you know?
I think there are a lot of good women, like what you say. I think there are a lot of good women. I just think that a lot of good women get caught up in what in being likable to other women instead of worrying about the people that they're trying to be with. I think more women are focusing on the views of other women than worrying about the partners that they're with.
Okay, wait. Okay, how about you don't think men do the same?
I think there are particular men. I think men are a little slightly different, not better, but different. There are men who qualify for the best looking. Um, and I find a lot of women that I run across are average. And when I say
I don't
average,
believe that. No, men fight wars. Men
oh,
fight.
here we go. Here we go. The talking points
No,
for
men fight with like money wise. Uh, you don't think so? I think men do a little bit more.
the majority of men these days are not out there for fighting wars. I think a lot of people, men and women, need to go into the aspect of looking at what is the percentage of people, whether you want to look at them as immigrants or whatever or whatnot. How many what's the percentage of people that are here in the United States? Then ask yourself, how many of those people, no disrespect to it, but how many people are serving actively in the United States military? You would be surprised at how little are actually in the percentage of that are serving in the United States military, right? Then we get this whole thing of men being able to say that, oh, we're out here, we're doing this, we're doing that. Men are fighting wars. The majority of men are not fighting wars. And again, so salute those who do.
I'm
I
talking
don't.
when I say hey, when I say wars, I'm talking about CEO wars, uh, government wars. You gotta look at the percentage. It's
That's
mostly
still
men,
not. That's still not even a quarter of the population of men.
but they make the decisions, right?
Well, whose fault? Not for nothing. You say government, right? Wars, government. That's
Yeah,
you can say that for technology.
business CEOs,
You can say that for you can say that for technology. You
law,
can say that for
also
pharmaceuticals.
law,
You can say that for scientists. You can say that.
scientists,
You can say that for
engineers.
mathematicians. You can say,
Yeah,
but
I'm into interior
but,
design, so
but
most interior
who?
designers are actually and
But true
architects.
love.
Most
Who?
architects are men.
Whose fault is that at the end of the day? If women are just not interested in it, that's not because, oh, men are just better at it. Women just don't care to be in it. Because here's the funny part about it. You say there are a lot of men who are architects, and I agree. I know at least 2 architects. But there are so many women that fucking
Oh no, I know a
that
few. Yeah.
draw, paint, do art.
Yeah.
They're just
I
not
know women
interested in
architects
fucking buildings. They're not interested in buildings and structures.
because it's just remember
That's
everything. Like
not that they
even
couldn't
like
do it.
everything wasn't too long ago. Everything wasn't that long ago.
I agree. We're in agreement.
We were
But
just
but
women
this
were
is why
just
we get into
freed
the whole
recently.
right. But this is why we get into the whole weird shit of what men can do versus what women can do. What it's not about what they can do, because like I said, not for nothing. I'm one of those guys. I like when a woman is wearing a tool belt. I like when I could see a plumber's crack from a good set of cheeks. I like it.
What is
But
happening?
but but
Where
not
is
her, not her,
Mama?
but I'm not just her, but
Mama.
we're talking about not the capabilities. We're talking about the interest. A lot of women are just not interested. And that's the difference. They're not interested in doing the architecture, but they love to paint. They're not interested in doing the hard, heavy label of construction, but I can see them in there in construction, doing the accounting, doing the directing, doing all the other stuff. And I don't have a problem
Hey,
with that.
my friend sister's an electrician, and my cousin's an electrician. They're both women, and and they're doing like the real electrician, like on all the street lights. Very dangerous, but they get paid very well.
I
And it-
understand that.
and
What
it's
I
like
didn't even
99% men industry, and they're that 1%.
I worked in a field at one point. I didn't work there very long, but I worked in a field. We didn't put up streetlights, but we were the people that created the streetlights. We did the power, we set the ballast, we set the entire structure together for the streetlights. But we weren't the ones who were going up there at the end of the day, putting the power into it, setting it up for it to be in use. But we were the ones that had to test it. We were the ones that had to put it all together. We were the ones that had to get it coated and spray painted. It was a nice little place over in Long Island. It wasn't Long Island. It was in Long Island. It was in Long Island, and we used to set up all the lighting fixtures that would be in place. But we don't know who took place on it once we sold it to the city or whatever. So if you have women that took place of that, I didn't care. The same way when I was young and I was doing early DJing with a friend of mine, we ran into women who were also female DJs, and we were like, You want to fuck? You're cute as fuck, and you understand what I know. So it's not that you gals are not capable of doing things. It's your interest, and I think a lot of people make a false equivalency on interest versus capability.
Wait, so are you into gender roles? Like, are you into gender roles?
I guess I'm really not, to be honest with you, and here's the reason why. Let me tell you why I'm not really. I don't care about a woman who makes more money than I do. Number one. Number two is I don't care about being the person who has to stay home with my kids, because I hear a lot of men don't really get a lot of time with their kids because they're too busy out in these motherfucking streets. And not for nothing, in all of my years till this day, regardless of how many relationships I've been in, I've always been the better cook. Always.
So, okay, do you think that women, like you said, what's going on with women, do you think it has to deal with just the fact that the gender roles have changed?
Here's the thing. I don't think the gender roles have changed. Because not for nothing, when men are saying, like, I just need a woman who stays home, who can cook and clean, I'm sitting there thinking about this. When you're single, don't you have to do these things for yourself? Here's the next thing. Let's just say you want to go out to take a girl on a date for the first time before you get to know her, before you want to put her in your household and take her away from the workforce, if she's interested in that kind of thing, by the way, and she's going to be at home, right? Did you bother asking her if she even knows how to cook? If she even has a recipe book? Or is she the type of person, the modern, does she know how to cook? Or is she the person to be eating out all the time? Not for nothing. When you want to go out to these places, whether she's ordering off from Uber Eats, Seamless, Grubhub, or whatever, DoorDash or whatever, who are the majority of people that's cooking those foods? Is it women? It's men. When you want to take her out to this good restaurant that you guys want to splurge on, or you just want to celebrate a good moment, who's the one in those kitchens cooking those food? Is it women or is it men? The majority of whether it's Michelin star to your most basic people, are men. So I have no problem cooking a good meal. It's weird for me to think that there's a woman out there that when I have that woman, she needs to know how to cook a meal. That's not my thing. My problem is this, and I've said this even to the woman that I'm dating with now. I've been with for a long time now. I don't need you to cook for me. If we build a family together, I need to know that our children can survive because you know how to cook. You don't need to be able to know how to cook because I just need a heifer in the kitchen. Like, that's not what it is. What are my kids going to eat? Because I don't want my kids falling on the times of Happy Meals.
Yeah, I don't know. I eat at home. I cook. I always like every guy I dated, which is not every a lot, but every guy I dated was like a chef. I don't know
So,
how it was
so,
possible. I was like lucky. I was like, what? So
so
they
to,
just love
to answer
cooking.
to answer level. Wait. What was the question? The question was, do I believe in gender roles?
Yeah.
And to me, times have changed. I'm very adaptable. I know there's a lot of men that are not. They want to hang back into the 50s and the 60s or whatever, in the 40s
But
and
you
the
know what?
20s.
I'm a 60s, 50s kind of person. I am, naturally. So I won't do it because I have a man. I'll do it because the household needs it. You know?
Hey,
Like
KM
that
asked, wait,
I
KM
do it
asked, wait,
because the kids,
keep her
everyone
chained
needs
to
it.
the stove, wrestler? I only keep her chained to the stove if I get back shots and bacon. That's
Wow.
the only time.
Yeah? Wow. I don't eat pork.
You know what? I do. I go down on you whenever. Never mind. I said too much. I said too much. Wait. I said wait. Take that back. Take that back. I didn't mean to. Yeah, I didn't mean to say none of that. None of that. None
Wait,
of it.
what was that? I
No,
think I heard it.
we take all
What
that
is
shit
it
back.
called?
Take that shit back. I didn't say none of that.
But honestly, like some people's just natural. Like you come home and then either he cooked or you cook or someone's cooking. Like someone's cooking. That's all that matters. Right? So that's all it is.
Yeah,
Even
I'm good. I'm good. Listen, if the morning breakfast is good enough for the kids to get cereal, I listen. At me and my 40, I still like cereal. Now I may not want to eat marshmallows in my cereal anymore, but I still like cereal.
who eat Lucky Charms?
I love Lucky Charms.
You do?
Well,
They're
okay,
so hard.
wait.
They're
But
so
let me
hard on
take that
the
back. Let
palate.
me take that back. Let me take that back. Let me take that back. I have not
They
eaten a
hurt
Lucky.
your gums.
I thought about the sugar content. I haven't really eaten Lucky Charms like that in a while. I will still eat if they still made it. I will still eat Rice Krispie treats cereal. If they still made it, I would still
Really?
eat it.
You're eating the craziest cereal. Such a Pisces, bro. Like,
I do. Like I like some sweetness to my cereal. I will eat, like, if I have to be more conservative, I will eat like a raisin bran, but only because the raisins are in it, so it's
I
sweet.
actually like Raisin Bran.
So
Yeah.
that's the only reason. Oh, you know what? To this day, even if I have to floss my teeth out more and rinse my mouth out 3 times, I will still eat frosted mini wheats because the shit is fucking sweet.
I never tried those. I like Frosted Flakes.
See, when I was a child, we would eat frosted flakes and we would still add sugar to it. I don't do that no
What?
more. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we would.
Oh
And
my.
I don't do it anymore because I just know that's just not healthy. So I don't do it anymore.
That is not healthy. It's
It's
very
like
sweet.
having frosted flakes with a little extra crunch because you're crunching those cold sugar crunch, like those cold ass sugar crystals. Like,
The
yeah,
crystals,
yeah.
like,
There
oh,
was a time. There was a time. So
Yeah,
but
I have figured out how to take every healthy meal under the sun and turn it as unhealthy as I possibly can.
that's a fact. So I get it.
that's
I
so
understand.
easy.
It's got to have grease. It's got to be fried.
Fried. My gravy.
Sometimes, if you're lucky,
I
you
love
can
food.
get it.
I do. I did gain. I did. I did gain 30 pounds, which is crazy, really, for me. I don't know. Like, that's really crazy. So I know, like, I know my time's coming.
It
I have to
depends.
lose it.
It really depends. Like, if
No
you
way.
got that, if you put it, like, like you like to say, it fell in the right place, we may not care. I mean, a fat cooter is a fat cooter.
What the hell?
But you know, it depends. I'm just saying it depends.
Did you have to
Okay,
go there?
it goes in the right places, but I don't care. It goes in my face sometimes. I don't like
I
that.
mean, I've seen plenty of cute chubby face. I mean, honestly, there have been women for many men that they're like, you know what? She got big chesticles, she got a nice round booty on her, and she got a really cute chubby face. And I look at them and I go, yeah, you're right. Who am I to say anything? You're right. What do I care? How everybody else feel about her? This is the thing that put you on? I don't care. Whatever.
Actually, I watched this couple. There's like a slim, really good-looking guy, and he's with like a bigger woman, and you just wouldn't expect them to be together.
But you have to ask yourself, what
You
is it
wouldn't
about
expect
her?
that.
What is it about her
He's
that
so in
keeps
love with
him?
her. Yeah,
Yeah, what is it about her?
I don't know.
Part of it could be her personality. Part of it could be like she's just that fun girl. And despite how big people look at her as being, she has the energy to keep up with who he is. And when
It's like even her body shape doesn't look, like,
but
it's
you know what?
atypical.
You know what you didn't also think about though? Maybe she as wet as a waterfall, and maybe she can suck the chrome off a
I
car.
don't know. Maybe,
You
yeah,
didn't,
maybe they have that going.
you didn't consider that. Like
I
maybe
think it's because we look at it. We look at aesthetics right away, right? So we're like, oh, he doesn't go with her, right?
I mean, maybe she's willing to do something, not for nothing. Some of the smaller women don't do. Maybe every time she wakes, and maybe she beats him before the alarm, and she gets him up and ready before the
Hey,
alarm clock goes off.
something's working. They're married. They're together.
whether she giving him the handy or she giving him the sloppy toppy, and then she knows when to stop when she hear that beep, 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 beep. She's like, I tried to get it before. I tried to get
you know what? Some people do have this serious passion going on. Like you can't stop it, you know?
She's like, she wakes up early. She's like, no sun yet? What
She's
time is it? Okay, puts up the bun in the fucking hair. Let's see if I can beat my best time. 20 minutes, go. 20 minutes? Holy shit.
He loves it. Honestly, he's probably addicted. Yeah. Hey, I don't judge. Where is everyone? How many people? It's only 12.
You said, only 12.
It feels much later. Because I've had the longest day ever.
I mean, not for nothing, you said what a lot of women said to me. It feels so much later.
It does,
and I go, you're welcome.
Oh,
you're welcome.
Thank you.
Oh, stop. Stop.
Thank you. I needed it. I just go straight to bed. Get some sleep.
That's what they say too. I need to get some sleep.
Hey, I rather just get it out so I don't have to talk to anyone else, you know?
Words to my ears.
I have nothing to say to anyone else that I don't, you know? What the hell? What do you call it? You're talking about Cheyenne Bryant.
Resla, you got to toot your own horn because nobody else will.
That's right.
I mean, well, that's the point, isn't it, Mama? I need someone to toot that horn, right?
Did you hear me?
Yes, we did.
That was your point. I need someone to toot that horn.
I realized this. I actually realized this last year. I think not last year. This year. It feels so fast. Maybe last year. I didn't really realize you have to toot your own horn. Like you have to, because no one else will. The way you need it.
That's a fact.
Sad but true.
The best person to look out for you is you.
It's you. It's so sad, but it's true.
It's not always going to be easy, but you got to get accustomed to it.
It's so sad. To me, it's so sad, but it's really true. I had to go through certain things to realize that.
I understand that. We've really been pushing on. We're in our third hour, and I'm thinking I want to end it. You remind me.
I've touched my heart out.
I thoroughly enjoyed this episode. I think I want to do something like this a little bit more for you ladies as well. So this will be something that I think I'll consider for the future as well. I don't know how often or whatever, but I'll think about it. But I know there's already some men that are already sitting here frothing at the mouth. Well, you gave women a try. You want to try us? And I'm just like, first of all, I don't want to try anything with you nasty ass motherfuckers. But no, I don't want to try anything with men. Well,
men on the panel.
But I'll consider what would be a preferable kind of stream for guys. I just know that I have way more men who follow me, who watch the content more than women do. So I wanted to give you ladies the actual opportunity, because outside of that, the guys would just bombard you. I thought it was, but I thoroughly enjoyed the stream with you ladies, and hopefully we get more women in the future as we have streams that would be very, very much interested in the kind of stream that we're doing. And Two Love, I think that you've been a really good addition to this, Mama. Of course, as always, look, we even got Lep in the chat. She said, please invite Two Love back. Anytime that you feel like you want to come back, especially for streams, it would be awesome. So I do appreciate it, and I do love that as well.
Okay, enough respect. This was the best. Thanks for letting me just pour out my heart.
No,
thank you. The best.
Let me ask you the question. Are you a content creator by any chance, or do you just like to spread your love wherever you go?
Yeah, I just spread my love.
I got no problem with women that like to spread the love. Spread some on me, goddammit. It is what it is. So
I'll be back. Not too often, because I don't want to talk too much,
I got you. I
Yeah,
got you.
I'll be back.
I'm pretty sure, just even based on some of the warm reception that you received here today, that we would love to have you back for sure. For sure.
Okay,
Look,
thanks.
look at him. Look, he can't help himself. You shut the hell up, leopard. Shut up. Shut your mouth. Shut it.
Honestly, hey, I don't,
Shut it.
honestly, I get it. Hey, don't listen, just don't let your heart get cold. That's the
I
devil's plan. That's
yeah.
you gotta realize that. That's it.
No, I'm good. I am good, and I'm hopefully the rest of
Never.
y'all will be good too. And hopefully this stream, this first ladies' night stream, will be the one to actually inspire more women to show up in the future. So thank you for those who have already
All
shown
right.
up. And
Good
yeah.
night, Mama. Thank you guys.
All right. Thank you for
The
being here.
best.
All right,
My pleasure.
Mama, are you still here, Mama?
Yeah,
What
thanks
do you?
for coming.
All right. Anything you want to say quick before
I
we end it?
am still here.
Anything you want to say? Hopefully this has been is really good for some of you
Well,
ladies. And
you
you
know,
click on
I
the
was
next one. Oh, not look, not now. Zephyr want to show up. Zephyr, what is it? We're about to end this stream. Zephyr, what happened?
Aww.
Using the chat for a little bit. What you want to say, Zephyr?
Oh, I just wanted to make an appearance because it's ladies' night, and I wanted to say hi, and I hope everybody's doing great. Everybody's blessed, I hope.
Not blessed enough. And by the way, whether it's after the stream, maybe I'll even make a community post. Let me know if we should do more ladies' night, because I'll probably put up a poll if we should do more of a ladies' night, and then we'll have to figure out even if the poll is good enough, the poll, not just my poll, if the poll is good enough, then we will consider how often we can do a ladies' night. But there needs to be a contrasting feel, which means that we need also a men's night as well, and we'll figure it out from there.
That's cool. That's a good idea. I think it's nice to have a space for us ladies. I like that about you. You're not like one of those guys, you know.
What do you mean? What do you mean? One of those guys?
Well,
What do you mean?
you have to ask. I'm not going to elaborate because it's not.
What do you mean? Like if I have to ask, you mean like facing the pillow, ass up?
You seem to be secure in your masculinity. We'll just leave it with that.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, as they say, it's my duty to secure that booty. I mean, that's not the saying. The saying is it's my job to make sure that everyone's opinions are being acknowledged. That's what I'm supposed to say. Yeah, disregard
and
that first.
Respect to you for that. That is awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. So
I'm sorry I showed up so late, but it's like right whenever Dan is about to go to work because he works graveyard. So I had to get him fed and get myself fed, and he's about to leave. So
I understand. We'll catch you on the next one as well. But again, the next one is all contingent on how we actually perform in this stream, and also in making it more inviting for other ladies to show up here in the future. So with that being said, I appreciate you ladies for being here. Anything you two ladies want to say before we start taking off?
There's a big difference between nice and kind. You don't need to be nice in this life. I think being kind is much better.
I can agree on that one, Mama.
Yeah, I agree with her, but I also wanted to say I would have liked for the Ben in the chat to ask some questions. I thought that would have been nice, questions. Like why women can't shut up or something. Just anything, just anything.
I saw questions.
Be more interactive.
I saw questions in the chat, but the questions were heavily like.
I saw a couple.
Yeah, they weren't really the kind of questions that I really expect. Well, they were the questions I exactly expected. They weren't anything that was outside of things that just didn't need to be answered. I
love questions, and I'll answer any question, including body count, even though I don't know exactly for certain. I don't keep track. I'm like almost 50, so.
Oh, don't go there. Don't just stop.
Not that many, really, and it depends on if you.
Yeah.
Not that many.
Some people are really super sensitive about that. I don't really think it's that big of a deal, but whatever.
listen, that can be honestly, that can be even a topic or a conversation piece for the next ladies' night. And honestly, I didn't even think about that for this one. That could be a conversation for the next one. So we can keep that one peeled as well. Thank you. I'm gonna drop you two ladies real quick. I'm gonna end up real quick. And yeah, so there goes our first ever ladies' night stream. Again, if you guys want more of a ladies' night kind of feel to what's going on, I don't know if we should do this like once a quarter or every other night. This man said toes. I can't stand him. Whether we should do this like once a month or a quarter kind of thing, I don't know. It really goes on to what the feel is for the ladies, because I really try to open up for you guys. Now, I do respect the guys being in the chat and having questions, and maybe even afterwards, because I think it was a great idea, Zephyr. Even afterwards, maybe if we have a good a chunk of ladies that are up on a panel, then we'll take incoming questions that come from the guys. But guys, you're gonna have to give some really good questions instead of worrying about the whole DNP, which is the dick and pussy kind of questions, leadership and what. Ask some real questions that you really need to give out to the ladies instead of the most drummed out shit that you can find everywhere on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. How about some real personal shit that you're actually thinking about and not just the talking points that are everywhere else like that? I think that would be more enlightening, more illuminating for the ladies. This guy's going to be there. But with that being said, now that even Joe Cool kind of wanted to put it to my attention, so there's no men's night, maybe I will do men's night. But the question will become, what exactly do men want to talk about? Because obviously you've seen a lot of the conversation, they fall on men. Is there anything that you can come up that doesn't have to do about women or religion? Like what exactly were you guys going to talk about? Because outside of anything else, I see you guys mainly picking fights on each other about really stupid shit. And as much as I hear what was going on today about women having communities and stating that they have communities, they really chokehold that idea. And what's being stated is not really much of what we're seeing online. But a lot of men do all this little extra shit, but then talk about all the communities that they have. How communal are men really going to be? It's just something that we need to think about for the future. So if you guys also want a men's night, I think I'm going to put a poll in for as well. So we're going to put the first poll that says, women, if you think we should have more of a ladies' night, there'll be a poll for there as well in the community, as well as there will also become a poll. So it's two separate polls, not in the same community post. There will be a poll about a men's night and what are some of the topics that men would actually like to talk about. Hopefully it's just not hung up on vaginas, you know. But outside of that, I thought this was a pretty good stream for a first stream, and we can get into the next ones in the future. Outside of that, take care of yourselves, take care of your families, take care of your friends, and of course, stay opinionated. See you in the next one.